I was just sitting there, like, locked in, trying to, as quickly as possible, like, manage all of the different,
He looks.
like, naming stream, etc., like, whatever. What?
Where's the green orb?
I don't know.
I don't have that. Where's the green orb?
Did you get the yellow orb yet?
No, I'm still trying to figure out how to get these peasants to rebel.
The green orb, green orb. I think, yeah, that's the one down in the Dawn, or whatever it's called. Way bottom left of the map, there's a town by a poison area, I think.
Okay, thank you.
And you need to go there at nighttime and then go to the jail cell.
Okay, yeah, I didn't do that. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Did we do the best of the fifth dimension?
What?
It's the actual name.
Turn on your fucking stream.
You're right, you're right. Fuck. Wrong stream title? Did I not? Fuck!
You did not.
I did the entire stream title? I didn't click the done button at the bottom. Damn it. Okay, I made an announcement about it in the fucking Going Live channel. So wait, did we do this one? I'm quickly reading through it because it was showing this as the.
No, we did not.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
I think you started looking at shit like a fool.
That might be possible. I think the cube was like the. It caused apocalypses when it like.
Yeah, we did that one. I remember that one.
And then after that.
What was the next one?
This is the tissue box. That anonymously was remembered during multiple different weddings and shiz. I didn't open Lurkbait yet, okay? I was trying to get stream up as quickly as possible.
As you can see by his tabs, this idiot's been playing Dragon Quest III.
No idea what you're talking about.
The gambit paid off. I've made him destroy all of his tabs relating to Dragon Quest III.
So, I'm booting up
You
Lurkbait as we
fool.
speak. Before stream, I got caught up in a insanely long dungeon in Dragon Quest III and didn't realize what I was in for. And so ended up taking a lot of time on that.
Alright. 092 then is where we're at.
Yep.
Because we apparently did this one.
That checks out. Oh, the next one is the Red Sea object.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, just we are doing like the exploratory logs for that one, of course. All right. Should I start off? Probably. I think
You started off.
Oh, no scary music. We'll get it up in a moment. Let me refund your fish.
Ew.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh my god.
If it's too loud, let me know.
Turn it down to like 2/3. That'll do. That'll do.
There we go.
At least on my end.
Also, I need to switch OBS over to my other monitor. Or no, I should switch the tab that I'm reading from because that's where my webcam is. So that way I'm actually looking at it. Fucking ad break in the first 5 minutes. We're snoozing that one. It better actually snooze it. Alright. Item number SCP-092. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. The 3,125 instances of SCP-092 are to be held in individual cases suitable for containing non-anomalous audio compact discs, CDs, and stored in standard inanimate object lockers at Site-37. Each instance is to be individually numbered with permanent marker. Testing of instances of SCP-92 is to be done in soundproof rooms. Only one instance of SCP-92 may be examined at a time. Only D-Class personnel are to listen to previously unexamined instances of SCP-92. Research proposals, which involve non-D-Class personnel listening to instances of 92, require written approval from Site Command. The cadaver of SCP-92-B is not currently considered anomalous except by association, and is preserved in the morgue freezer at Site-19. Every time you refund me a fish, I feel like a millionaire misering about a corner. A quarter. It's only fair. You did the command, you deserve the fish. Oh, description. SCP-92 is a set of 3,125 audio CDs, each labeled the absolute best of the fifth dimension, and marked with the names of the 31 performers who have at various times been part of the American singing group, The Fifth Dimension. Each instance of SCP-92, when played in a standard CD player, will produce a distinct anomalous effects upon all individuals within hearing range. The anomalous phenomenon will last 74 minutes, the duration of a standard audio CD, during which time listeners will be unable to leave hearing range or to shut off the CD player or otherwise interrupt its function. As well, when the anomalous phenomenon finishes, all surviving listeners will engage in synchronized vocalizations of the phrase, "Wow, that was really cool." Synchronized vocalization has been observed in non-anglophones, preverbal infants, unconscious individuals, paralyzed individuals, and individuals physically incapable of speech due to laryngeal, lingual, or buccal damage. And yes, this is a fifth church object. The anomalous properties of each instance of SCP-92 are thematically and conceptually linked to the number 5, dimensions and or the members of the fifth dimensions. As of redacted, 871 instances of SCP-92 have been assessed and their anomalous properties formally described. See document 92W83 for a full list or below for a representative example. What is this? Oh, okay, this is a sample list. Oh my god.
Ooh.
This is a lot. I think I'll rapid fire through them. I'm not doing like 28, 48, 42, 43. We're just gonna go like as if it's just a list.
I could take this little segment if you want.
I think we just go through as if it's a list of what it known
yeah, but
it's
okay.
Listeners experience quintuple vision for all moving objects. Listeners' bodies exude pentagonal crystals of elemental boron, chemical element 5. Crystals cease materializing upon conclusion of CD, but do not dematerialize. Listeners' bodies exude pentagonal pentagonal ingots. It's just a combination of words. Fuck yeah.
Pentagonal is a proper pronunciation.
Oh, okay. Of elemental manganese, chemical element 25 or 5 squared. Ingots cease materializing upon conclusion of CD, but do not dematerialize. Listeners succumb to acute manganese poisoning within 24 hours. Listeners' bodies exude pentagonal nodes of elemental cesium, chemical element 55. All listeners killed by cesium burns within 8 minutes. Listeners become 5 years old. Listeners become 5 months old. Listeners become 5 weeks old. Listeners become 5 days old. Listeners spontaneously become 5 months pregnant. Pregnancy spontaneously miscarry upon conclusion of CD. In initial tests, all male listeners succumb to massive internal hemorrhaging within 10 minutes, as do 3 female listeners. Surviving female listeners succumb to organ damage within 5 days, or 4 days. Post-mortem genetic analysis shows that all fetuses were identical and not related to the listeners. Listeners experience unbearable, painful facial spasm characterized by constant chewing and biting motions. Symptoms of trigeminal neuralgia caused by inflammation of the 5th cranial nerve during initial test. All listeners batter themselves into unconsciousness against walls of testing chamber in attempts to escape the pain. Yes, you need to go find mac and cheese as soon as possible, Lauren. We have an ad in like 16 seconds, so I'm going to get through as many as I can before it starts. Listeners' bodies are pentasected radially, producing 5 disconnected segments which remain alive and mobile. Listeners' bodies are pentasected laterally. Listeners' bodies are pentasected longitudinally. Listeners' bodies are pentasected axially. What?
Axially, or axially.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
She makes mac and cheese all of the time, we said. Oh.
Mac and cheese.
I'm giving it a minute for the ad to run through. Although it doesn't really matter, because I know Twitch just puts random ads in anyway whenever the hell I feel like it. Oh, 30 seconds. You have leftover mac and cheese and also chili mac? Well, go get it. You can't break tradition.
Sorry, she's redeeming a fish.
That is true, she is doing that. She got the Dark Soul Hydra.
Oh my god.
Alright, the ad should be over by now. Listeners are
How
teleported.
fitting.
Listeners are teleported to a site on the surface of Himalaya, 5th most massive moon of Jupiter, 5th planet from the sun. Listeners are returned upon conclusion of CD, but succumb to the combined effects of hypothermia, hypoxia, and radiation poisoning within 3 hours. Requests have been made to use SCP-92-200 to send exploration teams equipped with environment suits to Himalaya. Approval is pending. You thought it was a TV. Sure, it was. Listeners are converted into 2-dimensional forms. Listeners spontaneously lose 5 teeth each. Teeth do not regrow after conclusion of CD. Listeners spontaneously lose all but 5 teeth each. Teeth do not regrow after conclusion of CD. Listeners spontaneously lose 5 fingernails. Listeners spontaneously lose 5 toenails. Listeners spontaneously grow 3 extra eyes each, for a total of 5. Extra eyes do not dematerialize upon conclusion of CD. Eyes are functional and of the same color as listeners' original eyes.
Huge.
D92-7714, who had lost an eye in a fight prior to entering Foundation custody, grew 4 eyes when
Do you think it was an
listening
eye
to
in a
this
new spot, or do you think a new one appeared in the old socket?
I think a new one appeared in the old socket, probably.
That's boring.
Listeners experience topological deformation such that their height becomes the circumference of their waist, and vice versa. Deformation reverts at conclusion of CD. This appears to be an exchange between listeners' dimension of height and dimension of width. Listeners sneeze 5 times per minute for the duration of the CD.
That would kill someone.
belch 5 times per minute. Listeners hiccup 5 times per minute. Listeners cough 5 times per minute for duration of the CD.
Oh man, no wonder I'm dying.
You listened to too many of the the anomalous CDs, Mort. You fool.
I listened to 92, 22, 88. Great, fantastic.
Listeners find themselves within the 2010 Lars von Trier film dimension, where they are able to interact with the setting but not affect the actions of the characters. Since dimension is only 27 minutes in duration, the events within the film repeat 2.74 times.
Great.
Although SB92 was taken into Foundation custody and redacted, von Trier began production in Dimension in the 1980s, with the intention of continuing for 30 years. Cool.
I have no idea what Dimension is.
I think that what they were saying there is that they had the CD before the movie was ever made.
I see.
Viewers spontaneously lose 5 brain cells when watching the Twitch stream. Listeners find themselves within the 1993 EastEnders Doctor Who crossover, Dimensions in Time, where they are able to interact with the setting but not affect the actions of the characters. Since the 2 parts of Dimensions in Time are only 13 minutes in total duration, the events within the episode repeat 5.69 times. Listeners find themselves within the 1963 Italian film Amore in Quattro Dimensioni, where they are able to interact with the setting but not affect the actions of characters. Listeners experience random moments in the life of Alan Shepard, the 5th man to walk on the moon. Listeners experience random moments in the life of James Monroe, the 5th president of the United States. Listeners experience random moments in the life of Mackenzie Bowell, the 5th prime minister of Canada. Listeners experience random moments in the life of Edward Sagat, the 5th prime minister of Jamaica. Listeners experience random moments in the life of Charan Singh, the 5th Prime Minister of India. Listeners experience random moments in the life of Helen Hayes, the 5th winner of the Academy Award for Best Actress. Listeners are physically transformed into members of the original lineup of the 5th Dimension, as they were at the time of the group's establishment in 1966. Listeners are physically transformed into members of the original lineup of the 5th Dimension as they were at the time of the group's original dissolution in 1975. Listeners are physically transformed into the members of the original lineup of the 5th Dimension as they were at the time of the original group's reunion in 1990. Listeners are physically transformed into members of the original lineup of the 5th Dimension as they are today. Listeners who transform into Rod Townsend, from 1933 to 2001, resume their original forms after conclusion of CD, but do not resurrect. Uh-oh.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it just kills you.
You're just dead.
May they rest in peace.
I just dropped something. Hold on. Let me scroll down. Do you want to take a little bit for me?
No.
Thank you.
When an instance of SCP-092 is inserted into the CD drive of a personal computer, its files can be accessed without triggering the anomalous effects. Examination of the files indicates that each CD has different content. All content is audio material by or pertaining to the 5th Dimension and its individual members. In addition to all non-commercially released songs, files contain live performances, practice sessions, auditions, media interviews, and personal conversations. Acquisition log. On May 5th, redacted, an unidentified man, henceforth SCP-92-B, carrying 2 suitcases approached front gate guards at Site 19 and said that he wished to surrender himself and his anomalous creations into Foundation custody. The contents of his suitcases were confiscated and classified as SCP-92. SCP-92-B was transferred to Site 37 for interrogation. During interrogation, SCP-92-B revealed the thematic connections of 5 dimensions and the 5th dimension between all instances of SCP-92, and then committed suicide. L. Access requires level 4 security clearance or higher. Wow.
Okay, this isn't that bad.
Cool.
Do you want to take guard? I'll take SCP.
Sure.
Alright.
Sir, this is... Hang on. Transcript of statement made by SCP-92-B upon arrival at Site 19. Sir, this is private property. You can't...
This is a secret Foundation site, right?
You can't come in here, sir.
You're the SCP Foundation, and I'm a failure.
What was that, sir?
You're the SCP Foundation, and I'm a failure. I think I'm clever, but I'm not. I'm a stupid, boring, knuckle-turny hag who thinks that money and cheap puns can take the place of talent and inspiration. I'm tasteless, I'm dull, I'm incompetent. I have no sense of style, and the only reason I'm not an art criminal is that nothing I've ever made is even close to being art. You can secure me, and you can contain me, but no one can protect me. Please take me and my anomalous garbage into custody.
At this point, guards summoned backup. SCP-92B repeated this statement verbatim until he was taken into custody. Excerpt from transcript of SCP-92B Interrogation Session 2. Yes, we understand about fiveness, thank you. That's been most helpful. But we were also wondering what you could tell us about how you made these.
I just wanted to be cool, you know. I really did. I thought, well, I had my inheritance and my collection, and there was the estate and the abandoned museum. And so much that the stuff went together, and it wasn't that tough. And look, my ideas were better than yours. They were. I know they were. No, they're not. Nobody's impressed by my stupid, facile wordplay. It's not even good wordplay. It's kindergarten level paronomasia. Oh look, 5 dimensions. What other things can you think of that come in 5s? I'm worthless. I'm worthless.
Better than my ideas?
There's no deeper meaning to what I did. It's all just superficial Potemkin village crap pumping imitation shit into the river of human achievement. It's Stein's fucking Oakland, and I don't even fucking understand those fucking illusions. I'm an uninspired wannabe, I'm boring, I'm a useless hack with no fucking imagination. I've wasted and ruined miracles, squandered so much raw material that better people could have done so much with. I'm not cool. I never will be. I'm really sorry about the mess. These aren't my arms.
At this point, SCP-92B seized his own head with both hands and ripped it off his neck, killing himself instantly. Wow.
Something about these aren't my arms is a
He's
really
just having a
funny...
fucking neurotic breakdown, and then he just pops his head off like a Lego minifigure.
Crazy, dude. I like this one. I was a little scared when it was like, oh, it's fucking fifth this church shit. I'm not a huge fan of that group, but this one's really nice.
I'm not familiar.
It's just an entire religion based around the number 5, essentially.
Ah, damn.
Pretty much any SCP that prominently mentions the number 5 often is related to them.
I see.
Alright. Are you ready, Mord?
I'm sure it is deeper than that, but that's a cursory explanation, I imagine.
Here it is. Wait, isn't there a picture for it? Oh, there's not.
Not anymore, I guess.
Copyrighted.
1 second.
Yeah, once you get to the exploratory laws, we can kind of work shit off of there.
Alright. Item number, SCP-93, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. See testing document SCP-93-T1 for outline of testing conditions. SCP-93 must remain on a mirror at all times and under video surveillance. Admittance into the area of SCP-93's containment must be authorized only with proper video recording and subject retrieval procedures in place. Any attempts to use SCP-93 outside of an approved test will be dealt with severely, up to and including termination. Description: SCP-93 is a primarily red disc carved from a stone composite resembling cinnabar, with circular engravings and unknown symbols carved at 0.5 cm depth around the entire object. Deeper cuts are present on SCP-93 with a depth of 1 to 1.5 centimeters. SCP-93 is 7.62 centimeters in diameter and fits comfortably into most palms without abrasion. SCP-93 will change hue when held by a living individual. The colors taken by SCP-93 are still being researched to establish a link. Current belief holds that the changes depend upon regrets carried by the holder. If SCP-93 is removed from a mirror and not held by a person, Sorry. It will seek out the nearest mirror-like surface. SCP-93 has been observed to travel in the largest possible circle when rolling, building up phenomenal speed. The mechanism of this acceleration is currently unknown. If an obstacle is between SCP-93 and the nearest mirror-like surface, it will use this momentum to punch through the obstacle and continue on its course at this speed. God damn. It will only stop when a mirror-like surface is contacted. Despite tremendous impact velocities, no damage will be dealt to SCP-93 or the mirror. Additional notes. No records exist to clarify the nature of SCP-93's discovery or presence in the Foundation. See SCP-93-OD. Since no records exist explaining SCP-93's method of containment, a test procedure was initiated to establish why mirrors must be used to contain it. The results of SCP-93-T, I think that's T1, T1 led to the discovery of living beings holding SCP-93 being able to move through mirrors in the series of tests in SCP-93-T2 to ascertain destination reached through this trap.
I don't know if we've hit an anti-memetic division SCP yet. We might have hit an anti-memetic SCP. I don't know what anti-memetic division is. A lot of the groups kind of popped up later. All we really get in like the early half is like maybe a bit of Broken God and Sarcasm. Like 1/5 this article.
Yeah, we're kind of out of the. We're not into the realm of high lore concepts yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've even heard of the GOC yet in any of these.
Yeah, no, nothing known about the GOC yet. Anyways.
Yeah.
Item number SCP-93. Oh, this is the original documentation. Okay, got it. SCP-93, object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Item SCP-93 is to be kept on a silver-lined mirror on a 0.3 by 0.23 meter, 1 foot 9 inches pedestal at least 1.22 or 4 meters off the ground floor in containment cell wall. Object is not to be contained in areas exceeding 12 by 10 foot, nor placed on mahogany, pine, cherry, or aluminum pedestals above or below level 1 of containment cell block. Jesus Christ, okay. It's a picky little disc, this thing. Object can be handled safely, albeit gently, without consequences. Tests and consequences thereof involving containment conditions can be viewed in Section B, 35.1 of the attached report. Description. Object is found on the shore of the Red Sea, the 30th of January in 1968, emitting a low sigh and a dim blue. Its color has since turned to an orange mix of red, only emitting a hue of varying volume, also the presence of female examiners of ages between 34 and 41. Okay.
Hold on. Could you make sure you're close to your mic?
Sorry.
Because you are seeming a little quieter.
Is that better?
I need to hear more words.
Fuck you.
That sounds a little better, yeah.
Okay. SCP-93 resembled the documented blue for 5434 at 1:23 on the 26th of April, 1986. Okay. Coincidentally, when the body of 194-9834 was discovered in research facility redacted. Ties between 194-9834 and SCP-93 remain inconclusive, and effects of prolonged exposure to 93 remain unknown, except for infrequent reports of periods of calmness, and in the case of 24-0049, as periodic waves of depression, loss of balance, and thoughts of suicide. What?
I think that was just a person was, not happy. I don't think that was the object.
I'm sorry. Who the fuck wrote this one? In world, not the person who actually wrote the article. Just who writes like this?
Yeah.
These feelings have reportedly not exceeded 11 days in duration. Man, I wish. Objects seem to react to the presence of 24-0056 by turning light violet for no more than 2 minutes 9 seconds, as documented on 12th of March 1993. Effects of this reaction remain unknown. Additional notes. Origins of 93 remain unknown, and documents of recovery of 93 have since been destroyed in a fire in research facility redacted as of December 9th, 1989. Reports on the feelings of researchers who handled 93 have remained inconsequential since the 19th of April in 1995. Okay. SCP-93-T1 containment test. Testing of SCP-93 against conditions set forth for existing containment procedures to assess viability of continuing such containment, beginning with changing the type of mirror used as the position of rest. Mirrored surface, brass frame, retail-grade mirror. SCP-93 rests without activity when placed on the mirror. This test alone removes the need for costly silver or wooden containment systems. I'm sorry, do you not, have the world government's backing? Whatever. Standard grade table. SCP-93 turns upright and begins to roll across the table surface in one direction, making a U-turn and rolling to the other, creating an oval shape and repeating this action until a mirror is brought into vicinity of it, at which time SCP-93 rolls towards the mirror and lays flatways against it, sliding towards the center. It is noted that despite the grainy feel of SCP-93, it does not mark the mirror in any fashion while moving across it. Two mirrors at either end of a standard grade table. SCP-93 gravitates towards the closer mirror regardless of orientation and makes no distinction between different types of mirrors, favoring a factor of distance above all else in choosing the mirror to move to. A mirror held by a person and moving around.
God.
SCP-93 fall. That's really fucking scary,
They just
actually.
got a D-class to go in there and like, hey, fucking move this around while this thing rolls towards you. Like, what?
Alright. We're gonna set you out in the hall on a go-kart. Try not to get your head caved in. Okay. SCP-93 follows the mirror as it moves, gaining speed until a maximum velocity of redacted is reached. At any velocity, the impact of SCP-93 against a mirrored surface results in no damage to either object. I like how they don't specify anything about the impact that is felt by the person holding it. Person holding SCP-93 placing it on a mirror. This test was accidental, the result of one of the staff tripping another after some debate about who would be covering the lunch tab. As a result of the behavior of the researchers, it was discovered that a person holding SCP-93 and placing it against a mirror will in fact move into the mirror. Addendum. Containment testing discontinued after establishing that SCP-93 requires only a mirror to rest in. Testing on human interactions with mirrors while holding SCP-93 authorized by Dr. Redacted. SCP-93-T2 mirror test. Felix, if you would.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you. Alright, here's the actual meat. Alright. Testing protocols. Subjects testing SCP-93 must wear a Class 3 buckle harness strapped to the chest and attached to a tension pulley system allowing for 300 meters, 20,000 feet, of movement. Additional spools may be added to extend movement if necessary. The class connecting these spools must be high-grade and capable of withstanding applied force of 0.2 tons. A field kit containing the following should be standard for testing of SCP-93. 1 wrist-mounted light source with 3 hours lifespan and additional power sources providing up to 6 additional hours. 4 0.5-liter water bottles with water. 4 MREs of any type plus 2 plain granola bars. Chocolate chips allowed. Oh, thank God. 1 standard issue Beretta 9mm firearm with 24 rounds of ammunition loaded. This is not to be issued until subject has passed into a mirror using SCP-93 and should be given under armed supervision, ensuring that the subject passes through entirely. This item is to be requisitioned first upon subject's return, and subject to be made aware of this before leaving the line site within SCP-93's mirror. 1 standard issue field knife. Subject is not to be made aware of this item and must find it on his own within the kit. What the okay. I forgot about that. Why?
I don't know. You'd think they'd do that with the gun instead of like.
So, when they say a field knife, I assume they mean something akin to a Swiss Army knife, right? Or do they just mean like a standard, like, knife?
No clue. That is not something I know of.
I will assume an Swiss Army knife, mentally. The subject must be attached... The subject must also be attached to a video system, the camera mounted on the subject's head or shoulders. The video device should be cable-based and allow for the same length of travel as the return system. Wireless cameras have shown mixed results and should only be used in testing conditions where SCP-93 is a currently known color. New colors must be tested using wired feed. During testing, the colors of an SCP-93 must be recorded, as well as history of the subject in terms of their incarceration to identify how SCP-93 determines the color to assume. Unless it appears to be connected to guilt or lack thereof in the subject's psyche, the attached test results should be read in order. Well,
Recovered materials.
no.
No. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah. Alright. This is gonna take an hour, but yeah.
Yes, but also it's fucking SCP-93. We have to.
You can go ahead and get started with this one. I will be right back. I'll be really quick.
Okay. Mirror test 1. Color blue. Subject is D20. Oh dear God. Okay, it's 5 digits. It's gonna throw me off. Okay. Subject is D20384. Male, 34 years of age. Strong physique. Subject's background shows instances of murder/attempted suicide. Subject is cooperative in all steps of testing. Subject entered the provided mirror while holding SCP-93, which emitted a blue color. Outside technicians observed that the mirror retained a true reflection until subject had completely passed into it, at which time the view of the mirror changed into an outdoor landscape, heavily tinged in blue. Video feed follows an attached video. Camera activities flickers to view, or activates flickers to view. Subject is looking out over the same field reported by technicians. Looks like typical lowland plains. Everything has a heavy blue tinge overlapping the normal colors. No discernible landmarks visible as subject pans view left to right. The grass, weeds, and a breeze moving the tall grass. No trees, no living beings visible. Subject moves forward as instructed, traveling for approximately 500 steps before something becomes visible. The patch of the land up ahead is barren, and the grass can be seen dying as subject approaches. Approximately 300 steps forward, subject is standing before a hole in the ground. The hole has been dug using unknown tools of primitive origin. Pulley system engaged, and the camera suffers a light shudder. Subject is instructed to enter the hole, and after mild protesting, agrees to do so. There's no apparent method of descent, such as ladder or rope. Subject relies entirely on his own hands and the pulley system to slow the descent. Approximately 100 meters of cable is used before a bottom is reached. Light source provided in field kit activated 50 meters down when sources become unreliable. Sweeping gestures of light reveal nothing more than dirt even at the bottom of the hole. Subject moves forward with assistance of light source. Asked about the blue tinge, subject expresses confusion, says there is no such tinge from his perspective, and never was. Light is visible down the passage, and 150 meters of cable have been used. Out of the camera's eye, sound is recorded of the firearm being prepared. A question about these actions, subject states justified precaution and moves forward. Helix, are you back yet? Okay, thank you.
No. No beef jerky.
The tunnel turns from bare dirt to a concrete enclosure. Subject complains of a stench. Light source is revealed to be a ceiling light fixtures, a series of which with less than a quarter broken while the others function. A series of 6 doors, 3 to a side, span before the camera view, with a 7th door visible at the end of the corridor. It has been blocked by what looks like generic metal shelving debris. 3 shows signs of rusting and is typical of retail store units, suggesting other human presence. Subject requested to try doors in whatever order he chooses. Subject tries first door on right. Door is locked. Does not open. Second door tries to open but does not budge. Unlocked but blocked. Closing second door. Third door is tried. Same results as first. Going up the other side, the third door does open fully and light is bright in the room. Horrible light switch light switched off at this time as subject pans camera to inspect room. Room is bare, no contents, but walls are filthy. Subject states material on wall isn't dirt, but he can't identify it. It seems to resemble melted plastic, but is brown in color rather than black. Door is closed. Second door on left side has no handle, does not move when pushed. The hole where the handle is plugged by unknown material. All doors are shaped in such a way that nothing can visibly escape from the sides and space, or movement is too thin to look through even at ground level. First door on left hand is locked, but part of key is present in lock from stem to the ridges. The back has been broken off. With effort, subject manipulates key to open door and immediately begins coughing, complaining of a stench. Walls of room are clean as is the floor. Ceiling is coated in the same strange brown material as the third room. In this room, there is a makeshift cot made from aged blankets, a pillow, a wooden crate containing open boxes of what appears to have been foodstuff. Language appears on video as squiggles, however, subject states they simply read cereal. The second crate in the room contains what appears to be empty water bottles that have dried out. A book lies next to the cot, closed, no title or identifying marks. On the wall are what appears to be clipped articles, but language cannot be read. Subject asked to remove clippings for retrieval. All articles but one crumble at touch due to age. The intact article is put in a field sample container and seems to be the most recent compared to the others. Asked to investigate the book, subject begins to move towards it. Audio on the tape goes strange, and a high-pitched screeching noise like grinding metal dominates all communications for 3.5 seconds. Subject has not touched the book still, and when the noise stops, subject asks Control to repeat request. Control made no requests during that time as headsets were removed. Subject advised to leave room and notes that the door has begun closing slowly on its own, and if left alone, will close. Subject advised to leave door alone and investigate the door on right. Careful view of the following 10 seconds of tape shows that as the camera pans, a figure is visible at the end of the tunnel where the seventh door is. The door is open only enough for a face to be seen through a crack just before the door silently closes. No details can be seen. Subject investigates the second door on the right with no mention of anything out of the ordinary. This door moves when pushed against, and after repeated bashings, moves enough to view inside at an angle. A corkboard is visible with more articles attached to it. The top of a box of cereal can be seen on the floor, and what appears to be a hand lying palm up. Subject closes the door and pans camera past door 7, which remains closed. Seeing nowhere else to explore, subject requested to return. Subject poses no protest and complains of ever-increasing stench. As subject returns back down the tunnel, his camera feed does not change or show anomaly, but Control reports a sudden surge in cable movement, pulling an additional 100 meters of cable through before going slack again and then tightening. Video feed shows subject ascending tunnels slowly, while Control attempts to verify integrity of the pulley system. Subject requested to stop ascent, but states he is not climbing. The rope is pulling him up. Panic sets in on both sides, and subject is informed to ready firearm. Upon reaching top of the hole, nothing is visible on camera, and subject reports nothing has changed in landscape. Then begins a return trip following the path of the cable. Traveling for approximately 900 steps, subject asks how much cable he has used. Control admits that they are uninsured due to complications, but subject travels in a straight line to reach the hole, so it should be a straight line back. Subject becomes concerned when he states that more cable is visible now, pointing at a 90-degree angle away from a point in the ground. Subject pans camera around full circle slowly. On film, behind subject, a crowd of 37 countable figures stand silently. Features are unidentifiable, and they are lacking the blue tinge that dominates the landscape.
Scrolling down.
Panic breaks in Control again. But subject notes, "Oh, could you please stop highlighting things you're
I
distracting
was
me?"
trying to remind you where you were.
Panic breaks in Control again, but subject notes only oddity as being the cable having an angled path. Subject tugs his end of the cable. It is taut and does not move. Control begins to reel in the pulley system and slack repeatedly wide. Watching the angled cable movement can be seen as grass is disturbed further down the angled portion from the reeling and then the line vibrates as it meets resistance and emits a twang from the recoil. Sorry, that sentence fucked with me a bit. Subject's camera pans back along length of cable, which now appears to be slowly be allowing more slack before suddenly all slack is returned and pulley systems begin again. Control requests subject's return following cable path, and screams are caught on the audio with panic from subject. 5 shots fired as subject aims pistol at something not visible on the camera. Control reports being able to see subject returning towards point of origin while cameras show wires disappearing into a point floating in air. As subject passes this point, all cable is now in the pulley system and camera films only the floor. Control reports that the mirror took approximately 5 seconds to return to a reflection, and SCP-93 remained blue in color until 1 after being recovered from subject. A vial smelling fluid was present on subject's clothes around his hands when firearm was recovered. The fluid dried quickly and was deemed insignificant of study due to lack of cold examination. Control personnel monitoring the mirror state having seen a massive humanoid being crawling on the ground, easily 50 times the size of a normal person, no facial features, and a very short arm reach, pulling itself towards the mirror before it returned to a reflection. Due to proximity, fine details could not be made out, but at least one observer noted that the being appeared to have been shot from the marks in the otherwise smooth, featureless face. Field test kit recovered from subject containing a newspaper article that reads "Data expunged" and was filed as a data expunged.
Wow.
Okay.
Time for the green test. Alright, do you want to like split this up and I take one, you take one?
If you want to take this one, sure.
Alright, cool. Boy, you want to take this one? Is that what you're trying to no.
Read the fucking page.
Yeah, give me a second to finish chewing.
Are you drinking?
Iced tea.
I see.
Well, more like sweet
Sorry,
tea,
I
not
just see
iced
you
tea.
drinking some brown liquid out of what looks like a mason jar.
It might be.
It's stuff that was on the walls.
Alright. Green test.
Go ahead.
Mirror test 2. Color green. Subject is D54, female. 23 years of age. Average physique. Subject's background shows instance of grand theft auto and second-degree murder of 2 children during escape with vehicle. Subject is cooperative in all stages of testing. Subject entered the provided mirror while holding SCP-93, which emitted a green color. Outside technicians observed that the mirror retained a true reflection until subject had completely passed into it, at which time the view changed to a farming landscape, heavily tinged in green. Similarly to the first test, video feed follows an attached media. Camera activates. Flickers to view. Subject is looking out over the same farmland reported by technicians. All greens through video feed are deeper in green tinge overlays, the normal colors of objects similar to the blue tinge in Test 1. No landmarks from Test 1 are discernible as subject pans camera over area. Where is he? Can you not see me? I'm right here. I just turned the light off because my light is so bright. I didn't like how like jarring it was between the stream itself, the stream itself, and my webcam. So I was like, that probably looks awful.
Yeah.
Alright. Present is a field, long abandoned, in the middle of which stands the remains of a scarecrow of unknown design. Fragments left are rotted and torn. Nothing grows in the tilled land. A farmhouse is visible to the right of the field. Large, 2 stories, a basement, shelter entrance is visible at one end. Subject prepares her sidearm immediately and is asked by control to relax before proceeding. Her heavy breathing dominated the audio feed. Subject takes a few minutes and announces that she's fine, then proceeds as directed to walk the perimeter of the farmhouse. Children's bicycles, 2, a boy's and a girl's, lie against the house near shelter doors. One of the doors to the shelter lies in the grass, torn from the entrance as evidenced by splintering wood. On the stairs lie clothes arranged in descending order, shoes to shirt going down them, belonging to a boy. Oh, just belonging to a boy. I was belonging to a boy and a girl, and I was like, wait, there's no girl. It's just a boy. Subject begins screaming at Control, asking if this is some sort of sick joke. Control assures her they have never seen this environment either, and to please calm down. Subject takes several minutes to regain herself before continuing. It is unknown if SCP-70 or SCP-93, I don't know where I got 70 from, is linking the subject's past with her landscape. After several minutes, subject agrees to continue. Communication to subject is muted and conversation of Control making commentary about subject jittery attitude make up audio for 1.5 minutes. Communication restored as subject reaches bottom of stairs. The cellar of the farmhouse is unremarkable and typical. Several wooden shelves line the far wall containing unidentified canned substances. Broken light fixtures sway gently from support beams. Camera is panned across the basement slowly. No evidence of footprints are visible, and the basement can be assumed to have been abandoned for some time. Subject begins to comment about a stench. As subject pans the area, a metal hatch is visible in the ground, similar to a bulkhead on a submarine with a turn handle. Subject remarks that the smell is at its worst around the hatch, and the dirt around the hatch is noted as clumped and clay-like. The handle of the hatch is old and the paint chipped. Subject coerced into turning the handle, which when fully turned, opens the hatch. Subject begins coughing at the release of assumed old, stale air. When camera is tilted to view down the hatch, it is a white concrete tunnel, similar to the one found in the Blue experiment, but in much better condition. Subject asks to descend the ladder and close the latch behind her. After some convincing, subject agrees to descend, but does not close the hatch. Overlooked concerns about severing the pulley return system in doing so are acknowledged. Descent down the ladder and the trip to the farmhouse has consumed approximately 53 meters of cable when bottom is reached. The inside of the hatch appears to be a bunker, ill-suited to long-term usage. It is spacious, about half the size of the actual cellar itself, containing 3 bunks, 1 for a couple and 2 for single use. Several boxes of food similar to those found during Blue, marked as cereal, fill a waste container near the hatch bottom. On the beds are 2 skeletons, and on the floor is a third, lying next to which is a simple 6-shooter revolver containing no ammunition. 3 spent casings are across the floor near the gun. On the other side of the skeleton is a bound book in good condition. This is retrieved and placed in a field kit container upon request. The gun is left alone per request from Control. Subject examines... God damn. Subject examines more of the bunker, focusing on a desk where a newspaper has been cut and is in good condition. The clipped articles are recovered using a field kit container. Little else of interest to be brought back is in the bunker as the camera is panned around. Trash bag contains clothing and a few children's toys resembling popular 1950s era products are lined against the wall. Subject is requested to leave the bunker and then sharply asked to wait by a Control technician who directs the camera view to an area near the exiting doorway to the hatch. Closer inspection as subject moves in finds that a small area has been fitted with what appears to be an Ethernet jack, the cover of which has been forcibly slightly away from the wall by a strange amber-like substance. Subject refused to touch or collect a sample, commenting that it stinks so bad that if they want to, they can come get it themselves. Control declines and subject leaves bunker. They were just like, fair enough. As subject grips ladder to leave, the camera pans up for a moment, and at the top of the tunnel, a humanoid figure is seen peering down. Control asks subject to confirm figure. Subject states nothing is up there, and begins to climb. Figure draws out of camera view after first rung is touched by subject, who ascends without incident. At the top of the tunnel, no other life is seen, and nothing has been disturbed. Subject insists nothing was there and closes the hatch, then immediately vomits. Subject coughs and uses a supplied water bottle to gargle, then freezes and asks Control if it's hearing that. Control reports no audio. Subject approaches cellar hatch cautiously with firearm drawn and lifts her head just enough so the camera can view outside the area. In the distance, approximately 700 meters from the farm, two massive humanoid beings are crawling across the landscape. The entities do not notice the subject, who remains quiet, but whose drawn sidearm is visibly trembling.
Yeah, I'd be scared too.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yep, go ahead.
just like these massive, like, fucking hundreds of foot wide torsos crawling around.
Like, this is
As you're
already
exiting
just
this
such
shitty bunker in a farmhouse.
This is such an eerie situation. Like, unknown, like, fucking dimension. You're in this, like, barren
Unknown
landscape.
dimension, no sign of like recent human life. You've just are just now starting to exit a bunker, which is seemingly like compromised by whatever that material is in the Ethernet jack. The people who were there presumably committed exit game.
Yeah. Like, even just imagining what the smell must be like, that could do so much to the human psyche. Like, it already sucks. If it was like
I don't want to
clean air,
fucking
smelled
imagine
nice,
what state those bodies were actually in, because I can't imagine it was like fully like cleanly decayed.
No, well.
Ugh. Like they say, they state skeletons, but like hard to say.
Subject requested to remain still and silent as beings move. They are featureless, facing at an angle, moving across the field of vision, so the faces are only visible for a few moments. During this time, it is clearly have no facial features. The arms they use to drag themselves are short at times and long at others, stretching out to varying lengths each time they move. There is no rear area to the beings. All bodily design appears to end at the torso. The two creatures take approximately 10 minutes to disappear into the distance before the subject begins to panic and begs to return. Request declined. Subject instructed to enter the home from the cellar and not to leave the home under any circumstances. The first floor is entered through a hatch in the ceiling/floor that opens with rusty creaks that cause subject to pause for 37 seconds before continuing upward and entering a kitchen. A heavy layer of dust coats all items in the kitchen. The refrigerator is left open. All food is spoiled. Adjacent, the kitchen is a living area that subject enters slowly. There is a recliner, a couch, and a television, all of 1950s style design. In the recliner is a laptop whose case also resembles 1950s decor and is coated in heavy dust. Opening the laptop reveals the last moments of its operating system, Faithful OS, leaving a standby mode and immediately shutting off. Laptop has no external power source and will not power back on. When asked to recover laptop, it brings the cushion of the recliner with it. The two stuck together. Subject advised to leave laptop where it is. I feel like that's wrong.
I don't like that.
I think they should have just brought it anyway. Like, that laptop probably has more information than a newspaper clipping.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't instruct. Actually, no, considering that they also saw like that weird amber resin, potentially that was like on the bottom of it, holding it to the cushion.
Maybe, but
they don't know what happens if they touch that shit.
They don't know that, so they can't.
No, I'm speculating. That's not saying that's what happened, but.
Alright.
I don't know about you guys. If I'm in that dimension and everyone in it seems to be dead, I don't particularly want to bring the red mold thing into the real dimension.
Yeah. However, they're already bringing stuff back anyway.
Like, they were asking her to take a sample of the amber material out of the Ethernet jack, and she's like, "I'm not touching that shit.
It stinks."
What are you gonna do? Kill me? Oh, wait.
Wait a minute. The inside door leaving the home is nailed shut with thick wood planks. No attempt is made to interact with these. Camera view pans to a staircase leading upstairs. I couldn't have fucking guessed.
Wow.
Subject ascends
it's giving
the stairs.
a play-by-play for people to adapt it, I think.
Subject ascends the stairs without being asked, and the stairs remain silent to control's surprise. I like thinking that there is just a group of fucking like eggheads in the control room watching, and they're like, "Oh, that's gonna creak! Oh, it's gonna be so loud!" And then they were just like, "Wait a minute, it's
I mean, to be fair,
huh?"
it's an old farmhouse that's been left unattended for God knows how long.
Yeah, I know.
And
It
usually
makes
stairs
sense.
have some, like, utterly silent stairs. I don't think such a thing is possible.
Yeah. Subject ascends the stairs without being. Oh, I already read this part. When subject reaches top of the stairs, a hallway with 2 doors is viewed, one on each side. And at the end of the hallway, a dumb waiter is inlaid into the wall. What the fuck is a dumb waiter?
Oh, it's a small little elevator used for, like, transporting objects.
Okay. Subject opens door on left on her own, which opens to a master bedroom. The bed is neatly made, but the wardrobe next to it is thrown open and clothes are everywhere on the floor. Subject finds laid out on the bed several pieces of jewelry and is informed to leave them. Subject begins to protest, then comments they stink and leaves them alone,
Ew.
promptly leaving the room. Subject asks to open second door. The
Real
second
quick,
door
this is
opens.
a farmhouse, yeah?
What?
This is a farmhouse, yes?
Yeah.
What?
Like from
What fucking
Phasmophobia.
farmhouse has a dumbwaiter?
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say that's like a thing that you would have your servants use to like transport food up to like the second floor or some shit.
Yeah.
How big is this fucking farmhouse?
A second door opens and gives a view of a shared children's bedroom. Obviously boy and girl given the types of toys and clothes scattered around on the floor. There is also a window, which subject approaches and wipes with a curtain to clear dust. Subject requested to move camera to window and does so. The farmland is visible, and approximately 40 kilometers from it is, at best guess, a city. As the camera starts to draw back, it pans down and films the area around the house. Approximately 300 figures similar to those from the footage captured during the blue test are visible around the home, all staring up. Subject asks to confirm figures, but states nothing is there. Subject requested to return and quickly agrees.
Do you see anything? No. Please continue. Can I go home?
Can I leave now? Egress
'Cause
from the
you
house
have
is
to imagine
uneventful.
they probably didn't.
Go ahead.
You have
Do you
to
see those?
imagine.
Do you see those things? No. Come
No.
back now.
Yeah.
They asked to return after being asked the question. So I imagine in her mind, she's like, "Wait, what? Figures? No, you don't mean like those big fucking things that I saw earlier, right? I want to leave.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, I
Get me
read
imagining.
out of
that
here.
as
Get me out of here right now."
I read that as the subject is requested to return, and then the subject agrees.
Oh wait, shit! I'm a fool and a buffoon. Yeah, no, that's correct.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that makes more sense.
That
But
it
I'm
does. It
thinking
does.
of when she's climbing the ladder out of the hatch, and Control is just like, "Hey, do you see that guy looking down in the like down this hole that you're in, where you have nowhere to run, like straight above you? Do you see that?"
Nope.
And she's just like,
Nope.
"No."
Nope.
And
No.
what? And then she gets to the top, and there's nothing there. I'm shitting myself.
I fucking love the just the vibe of like these things that can only show up in camera feed that just like are staring, observing. Meanwhile, there's like there's fucking kaiju torsos without faces just roaming the countryside with arms that extend out unnaturally like they're a fucking amoeba leg.
Egress from the house is uneventful. Pulley system shows no erratic behavior. As subject returns to the point of pulley wire's origin, a loud groaning noise causes the picture to reverberate. Technicians at control report they were also able to hear the noise and experience the vibration.
Oh.
Sorry, fucking burping. Subject returns to the point of origin without investigation, and mirror returns to reflective surface. SCP-93
Yeah, no.
relinquished. Video ends.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go investigate that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you can probably fucking guess what it is. Fuck you. Not doing it.
Hit him with the, yeah, I'm a fool sometimes, not this time. Get me out of here.
Alright, cool.
Alright, Ridge, your turn.
Okay.
If you want. If not, I'll take over.
All right, hang on, let me pause the fight against Baramos real quick.
No, finish that up.
The
That's fine.
what?
What do you mean, what?
He's beating the game.
Wow. Anyways. Now I'll do color violet. There's one more after this, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Beating Baramos to death with a hammer.
What was that?
He's beating the boss. Read.
Okay. Alright. Mirror test 3. Color violet. Subject is D84930. Male, 21 years of age, average physique. Subject's background shows instances of second-degree murder of a police officer during a drug bust. Normally this crime, while severe, would not qualify a person for a sentence that would end up with us, but the murder of the officer was especially brutal and excessive violence was used. Oh, okay. The subject was uncooperative and had to be reminded that his cooperation would only benefit him. AKA, go in the mirror or I'm gonna shoot you twice. Subject
And then put you in the mirror anyways.
Yeah, no, not lethally. Subject entered the provided... Motherfucker. Every time I gotta read something. Subject entered the provided mirror while holding SCP-93, which emitted a violet color. Also, Helix the music has since ended.
Fug.
So, me... No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't explore. We have no idea what the vibe is gonna be.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It'd be so funny if a video. Why is this the what?
Oh, it's this! Yeah!
Hold on. Why is this? What?
Well, go on then. Oh, that's why. It's this. This is like the classic SCP reading tracks. Alright, start from the beginning. Also, thank you, Relax Cafe music.
Is that really one of the things that was in the fucking recommended after that?
No, that's the person who uploaded this, Helix.
I like my recommended on the side right now.
Fast food in 25 years. Scary music over a black screen.
It's so fucking... God damn it, YouTube. I really wanted a few of these.
Alright, enough fucking around. Outside technicians observed that the mirror retained a true reflection until subject had completely passed into it, at which time the view changed to a cityscape. Urban, lightly tinged in purple, similar to the first test. Video feed follows an attached media.
Hold on.
Camera flickers to...
I
Yeah, maybe turn that down a little. She's a little loud. Camera flickers to life and pans around the area. Subject is in what appears to be a modern downtown district, similar to a city like New York. The streets are mostly bare, except for a few cars of unknown make or model. These cars look highly advanced and streamlined. Subject attempts to look into the car windows without being instructed to, but backs away, remarking there is a rank-ass stank, thank you, coming from the areas around most of them. Subject is persuaded to move closer to one car, and does so with coughing, wiping off a window which is covered in dirt. The inside of the car appears to be completely filled with a strange brown matter. Ugh. There is nothing at all visible other than the brown matter. Two other cars produce the same results, however a fourth vehicle seems more recent than the others, and the insides are immaculate.
Immaculate.
Yes. The doors to this vehicle are also unlocked, and subject quickly gets inside them and shuts the doors. Subject is chastised for this behavior by Control, who reminds him his lifeline is nothing more than a cable, which is sturdy enough that closing the car door does not injure it, but they cannot recover a person in motion. Subject argues with Control over this issue and pans the camera across the dashboard, pointing out that he couldn't drive away even if he tried. The dashboard is void of any recognizable controls, no ignition, no steering, and several small blank screens that are theorized to be a GPS system. Subject remains in the car while Control discusses how to proceed, since the city landscape is far larger than the previous test destinations. He looks if you could.
Yep.
Control debates this issue while Subject stares around the cityscape from the car. During one pan, a face is clearly seen staring into the car. Ugh. Eyes watching the subject. However, this was not noticed until post-test footage review. How the fuck?
Dad, why looking?
How fucking close to the car are we talking here? Was it just like just out of sight, so they only saw in like one eye out of the corner? Okay. Subject made no comment regarding this entity at any point. Control shortly after informed Subject to remain where he is, and an escort team is dispatched through the mirror to join him. A team of 4 armed personnel is sent through the mirror and proceeds to Subject's location. Subject is then instructed to remove his harness, which is recovered. The Subject's video feed ends and is replaced by a wireless unit used by the escort team. The video quality on this unit is subject to more interference, but in order to mark the mirror exit, a receiver system is placed through the mirror. Subject leaves the car and now travels with the escort team. Given the myriad of possible options, they are instructed to simply move to the closest building and attempt to enter it. This building has etched glass doors bearing the name XEA Research Partners Inc., and the doors are ajar. A magnetic lock system is present, but has lost power. The team enters building and main lobby. This area resembles a stereotypical corporate lobby. There is a C-shaped receptionist desk with a chair pushed far from it as if it was left in a hurry. A PC terminal is at the desk as well. The team approaches the desk and the camera bearer is instructed to examine the PC. The unit does appear to have power, and a faithful OS appears on the screen requesting a login and password. A keyboard is present, but is remarkably slim with touch-sensitive keys rather than press-down keys. After one failed attempt, the lock screen replies that maximum attempts have been exceeded and the PC turns off. No actual tower or power button can be located, so the team moves forward. By the receptionist's desk are 2 elevator doors, one to the left and one to the right, with similar touch sense keys. The elevator on the left is broken, the door open and the shaft empty. The elevator on the right appears functional and has power. Without a clear destination, the team is instructed to proceed to the highest floor to get a lay of the city. All floors appear to be accessible, with the highest being 114. In reality, 112 is 13, and 113 are missing from the keypad. Okay. Whatever, it's fine.
That's worded so weird.
It is. He looks if you could.
Yeah, my bad. I was still just like, what did they meant to be at, like, 112 is where 13 is supposed to be, and then 113 is just missing? Or, like, I don't know.
Journey up the elevator is uneventful during this time. The elevator does appear to take longer as it passes by 13 and then 113, suggesting that the entire floor is built and nothing put on it. At 114, the door opens and the team enters a large lounge-type area. There are many couches with dust on them, a widescreen, apparently LCD TV of approximately 60-plus inches in size that dominates the wall in front of them with no power. A series of windows are open, allowing in sunlight at the far end, to which the team proceeds and angles the camera outside. The view of the city is astonishing. This building is one of the tallest visible, but certainly not alone in its stature. The city below is gray and silent, no evidence of life at this altitude. Some buildings in the city have this mass was flung and then seeped down below before hardening. Other buildings have floors where the glass has been shattered and the same brown substance is seeping out of the edges. One member of the team calls the camera bearer to the windows on the other side. From the other side of the building, the city edges can be seen. Attention is pointed towards an expressway that encircles the city, upon which crawls another of the large half-body humanoids, dragging itself with its elastic arms as witnessed in previous tests. It travels the highway, then moves out of sight. The team returns to the elevator and notes that a button has already been activated for floor 74. No one has approached the elevator, so the team agrees to travel to this floor. On the 74th floor, the doors open and reveal a waiting area to what appears to be a doctor's office. At the reception desk, there is a sign-in sheet with a series of names and dates. The dates on the sign-in sheet all carry the year 1953. The PC at the receptionist area is on and functioning at a user desktop. The background for the PC is a large set of praying hands with the word Faithful OS under them. On the desktop are a series of folders with the years on them containing files that, when clicked, using the center button on the mouse, open to a word viewer. All files appear to be appointment information. On the desk is a notepad titled From the Desk of Dr. Borisiski, Blessed Purificationist. The door to the doctor's area is sketched with the same name and title as well as a crucifix. Okay, easy dark ambience. Opening this door leads to a white, dust-free hallway that has 2 examination rooms and a key-coded door at the end. The examination rooms are unremarkable and typical of any doctor's office. All medicine cabinets are empty. A small amount of C4 is placed at the lock to the key-coded door at the request of control and then blown, forcing the lock open. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. Driller.
I'll show you a skeleton key.
Check this out, you sack of shit.
I'm about to show you Nocturnal's blessing, fucker. The area it opens into is much larger than the reception area itself and seems to contain a series of large containment capsules. There are a total of 6 of these capsules. 2 are broken and a brownish amber material coats the floor coming from them. One is empty, the last 3 having nude humans floating in them with breathing masks. Attached to the front of these tubes are medical charts showing vital signs and conditions. For symptoms, the charts explain in somewhat awkward English ailments that seem more like flaws of personality or character, or just incidents that have occurred with the patient. Control asks for a zoom of one of the patient pages on the chart. After focusing, it reads, Citizen Jennifer McZirka did suffer a lapse of the heart that did lead her to lay with her neighbor twice upon nights of her husband's departure from their home. Patient did not submit herself into the Lord's in our hands. Patient did submit herself into the Lord's in our hands for cleansing of body and mind. Prayer administered by High Father Owalakan, and patient submitted to a 3-day period in the Lord's tears to cleanse her system, then released in good spirits. The topmost page reads, Citizen Alberius Farafan struck out at a High Father during a sermon, blaspheming that the Lord's tears did turn his daughter to be unright in mind and heart, thusly laying blame for her whorish activities at the feet of the High Father and his blessing. With no proof of these blasphemies, again, the forgiving judge and the punishing judge did agree that Alberius Farafan should bathe in the Lord's tears himself for a week to be cleansed of mind and soul, thus to prove his daughter's ways are fault not of the father's hands, and to give him peace of self. God, that's a pain to read.
Yeah.
Subject, who has been traveling quietly with the escort team, now begins to panic. The camera pans to focus on him, and he is surrounded by entities similar to those witnessed in the first 2 tests. Escort teams report that the subject is having a panic attack, but Control requests them to stand still and wait. Subject screams at the entities, which are denied to exist by Team Commander, stating Subject is alone in the corner. Control requests that one team member be dispatched to approach and recover the subject. The escort team member approaches the subject as orders. On the video, the figures part to make a pathway for the approaching member, who lifts subject to his feet and brings him out of the corner. Figures on video are then seen closing ranks to close the path. Subject is lifted to his feet by an arm and escorted through the figures that close their rank when the subject is moved. They remain steadfastly staring at the subject no matter where he moves to. Control requests the team to return now. Team turns to leave before leaving a team member Before leaving, a team member mentioned something noticed at the reception desk, a binder labeled The Lord's Tears. Control requests binder be returned as well and is stowed in the subject's field kit. The team returns to the elevator and returns to ground floor. Upon leaving the building, subject points down the street towards the direction of entry point. The camera pans to a section of raised expressway across which one of the large torsos is crawling slowly. The entity turns its featureless face to look at the escort team, raises its head to the sky, and emits a bellowing sound. Team leader issues the order to move, heading for the spot marked by the wireless video receiver. The creature on the expressway extends an arm down that stretch to touch the ground before the camera moves to the port. All team members, save for one, move through entry point. Subject moves through entry point and mirror returns to reflective surface. SCP-93 is dropped by subject who panics and tries to fight his way out of the room. Subject is terminated by team leader after he draws the field kit pistol. Team leader requests portal be reopened, but it takes several minutes to find someone who can hold SCP-93 and generate a similar color. When a matching color is displayed and applied to the mirror, the video receiver is visible, and all individuals report a horrific smell. Team leader moves through the entryway with control person redacted. The uniform and possessions of the escort team member who was left behind are present and recovered, but the member himself is nowhere to be seen and does not respond to shouts. Member assumed KIA and wireless receiver recovered. Control and escort return through entry point and mirror returns to reflective service. Later review of the recovered camera shows escort member redacted grasping at the air where entry point should be and then turning to look up at the oversized torso. A brownish gel seems to drip off the creature as it moves, that disappears shortly after being dislodged, as if evaporating. Several shots are fired at the creature's face with the automatic weapon carried by redacted that land in the face of the creature, causing a spray of less viscous brown liquid to pour forth from the wounds. Redacted screams obscenities as the face of the creature descends upon him and the camera is pushed to the ground. Camera feed remains dark for approximately 65 seconds before light comes back and the camera films the creature crawling back to the expressway and pulling itself onto it, then crawling in the direction it was originally headed. Redacted believed to have been absorbed by the creature and perhaps digested. This may have been an example of how these unknown entities feed by direct contact with living material. Further study is recommended to be avoided on this issue. Return to ledger filed as redacted. Alright.
Yeah, the Lord's Tears.
And also a big torsoman.
That's a lot of redacteds.
Oh god,
That's
not
a lot
the
of
Lord's
words.
Tears,
Too bad I'm not allowed to read them.
Alright, Ridge, did you kill Baramos yet?
Oh yeah, he's been dead for a while.
Alright, do you want to do this one?
I had a feeling.
Oh yeah, sure.
Alright, I will ask that you do read it seriously and not in some random fuck off accent for no reason.
Alright, you're getting it in French.
No!
No, anything but that.
Alright, fine, hang on. Here, is this an acceptable mic position?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. Mirror test 4, color yellow. D-class subjects no longer authorized for testing. Testing focus has been shifted to data collection after analyzing the articles brought back from the previous 3 tests to better understand the fate of the world accessed by SCP-093 and to determine if safeguards or practices are required for our own world. Analysis of the brown fluid on the clothing of the lost escort team member Blank has been filed with other recovered articles. Dr. Blank has volunteered for this test as out of the possible candidates, he was able to cause 093 to undergo a new color change. There is no evidence in Dr. Blank's background of any illegal or criminal behavior, nor of any psychological problems. When presented to the mirror, the view changed to that of a cubicle office environment. For this test, Dr. Blank opted to use the wireless video system and forego the pulley return system, stating he was confident he would be safe, as none of the torso creatures have been witnessed within a building where the mirror's destination showed.
The fucking balls on that man for that, assuming they
Honestly,
wouldn't, like, I don't
respect to
know,
this
punch
guy.
into it.
Yeah.
Considering their hand is like the size of like an office floor.
He's like, yeah, I'll be fine. Like, fucking, it's just another.
What are they gonna
like,
do?
reality.
Get in?
I don't.
No.
Who gives
What
a
are they
shit?
gonna do? Tear down the building? No.
The buildings are still there. They
Vi-
would have done that the first time if they were capable of it.
Nonsense. We saw the goo. The goo didn't knock over the building. It just damaged them badly.
It just filled the cars.
Somehow.
Video feed commences after Dr. Blank has crossed the mirror. As with prior tests, 093's current color, yellow, tinges all video material. I am instantaneously struck unable to see the video.
Unfortunate. This is so sad.
Ahem. The camera flickers to life and
Sorry.
pans across a series of. Oh god, he's scrolling. The camera flickers to life and pans across a series of plain white cubicle constructs. Approximately 30 are visible. At the far end, from the point of entry, is an office module built into the wall with frosted glass walls and a glass door. Dr. Blank approaches this door and investigates the etched writing on it. Senior Manager Stanley Milamitz. The door is unlocked.
Some fucking timing, that is.
Dr. Blank enters the office and examines the desk. A coffee cup is on the desk, a dark brown stain covering half of the inside as the liquid evaporated. There is a donut on the plate which Dr. Blank picks up and lobs at a wall. On impact, it thumps like a rock and falls.
No, I like the idea that he
like-
only volunteered for this because he was like, wait, I could just use this as like a free rage room, can't I? Just start fucking
hell yeah.
demolishing shit, because why not?
I like that his first instinct wasn't to like pick it up and tap it against the desk or something. It just fucking chucked the thing at the wall.
I mean, he picked it up and presumably thought, this motherfucker is dense.
Yeah, but like even when you feel something like that's not supposed to be hard is hard, typically you're like, oh, okay, maybe like press in on it a bit. No, he opted directly to pitch it at a wall.
Speed
Wrong
run.
violence.
I have to imagine he's got a mean fastball. Anyways.
A file cabinet in the corner of the room draws Dr. Blank's attention, and he goes through each shelf one at a time, stopping in the second drawer and taking out a file, then going back to the first and taking out two others. Continuing to the third and fourth drawers, he withdraws 4 additional files and spreads them all out on the desk. The files are blue filing folders, and he points his finger and camera at a symbol on each of the praying hands, stating aloud for the camera that all other files are stored in yellow folders. The blue folders are placed in his field kit. Camera attention is turned to the PC on the desk, where it is logged in and functional. Dr. Blank comments aloud, wondering where these devices are getting their power from, as he has noticed no power outlets. This PC's desktop contains the logo of Faithful OS and even has sounds. Clicks of the mouse followed by soft hymn-like hums and opening of icons followed by angelic bells. The PC fails to yield any useful information to Dr. Blank, who abandons it and leaves the office.
I like imagining this guy getting pissed off whenever he finds something he's displeased by. Like, this thing's a fucking piece of crap, and then just walks off.
Damn, this bitch empty.
The doctor then proceeded to drop kick the monitor, shattering it across the
He
floor.
proceeded to lob it at the wall.
Distance was estimated to be about 15 meters, a rather impressive feat.
Kicks a computer 45 feet.
Yep. Just across the fucking, the aisle.
Approaching the other end of the office floor, Dr. Blank presses a button on the wall for the elevator and enters, finding he's on the 34th floor of a building having an unusual number scheme. The keypad layout goes from -115 to 115, and it includes all floors. Before pressing a floor button, Dr. Blank requests that the wireless video transponder be moved to the elevator, and replaced with a construction cone to mark the entry point. A second transponder unit is placed outside the elevator, and Control is instructed to recover the second unit and seal the test chamber should something happen to him. Then, when all is arranged, he presses the button for floor -115.
He looks if you could. Thank you.
The descent down the elevator is long, consuming 15 minutes. During this time, the camera experiences one malfunction where the image jerks and turns to snow, restoring to show 14 other figures in the elevator with Dr. Blank as the video pans forward, all of whom move as he moves to allow him space. They remain for 35 seconds, then the camera flickers to snow and returns.
Okay, so on one hand, I really like the image of 14 people being crammed in an elevator, because that is really fucking intimidating if they weren't previously there. But I also like the idea that they don't have like a threatening posture to them. They're all just like standing in the elevator, like hands crossed at their waist, just looking at you. Presumably judgingly, but...
They remain for 35 seconds, then the camera flickers to snow and returns. Dr. Blank is now alone in the elevator, dancing as is assumed by the ducks and sways of the video feed.
I'm imagining him doing the fucking Gmod dance.
Which one? There's a couple of those.
The one.
There's a couple of those.
I don't know them.
I don't know the names either. They
A Gmod dance.
Anyway.
There you go.
Just fucking around. I like the idea that he's just having fun with this, though.
Dr. Blank pauses to comment on a rising stench coming from below. At this point, the elevator has reached floor -108. Dr. Blank presses -110 to interrupt the descent down and exits when that floor is reached. The elevator doors open to an enclosed observation deck with several PCs and chairs. All PCs appear to have power. The ceiling to this deck is also glass, and above it another deck is visible. Dr. Blank approaches the monitoring stations and checks one of the PC screens. On the screen is the Faithful OS logo and a video feed toggling between 4 different views. The first view is a room of tubes, similar to those found in Test Violet, which number in the thousands. The second view is a closer-up view of these tubes as a camera glides in front of each to monitor the contents.
You're getting a bit muffled, Rich.
Oh, why?
I don't know. It was muffling for a moment.
I think it's back now.
All tubes the camera passes by are
Never
broken.
mind.
God damn it.
Why?
Wow.
Hang on, give me just a sec. I do a bit of the old Titanic noise. Over here. Do this. Okay, am I vaguely better? A little bit?
Read the next sentence.
Okay, let me see here. The third view is facing the opposite direction as a camera glides vertically, checking each observation station.
Okay, that came through good. Continue.
A total of 10 can be counted, and Dr. Blank is visible as the camera passes by his own station. Looking up, a hovering camera unit with no visible means of propulsion glides up past him. The fourth view shows the ground floor below the observation deck, where a single astonishingly large torso being is crawling in circles, bumping into walls and changing directions. From the camera feed, the creature's estimated size is 6 stories.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking massive guy, dude.
It's a big fucking boy.
One sec. Shifting. Okay. Returning attention to the contents of the PC, Dr. Blank moves the video log aside, to see a simple text editor that was hidden behind it. A printout of this text was recovered and filed in the field kit. The printout directed Dr. Blank to a safe on floor 54 and provided a combination. Dr. Blank leaves the observation deck and proceeds to 54 without event, arriving on a cubicled office floor. He proceeds to the desk mentioned in the document and finds a safe hidden beneath a desk, undisturbed. The combination provided opens the safe and reveals a notebook filed in the field kit and a peculiar revolver that has been returned as blank blank, in addition to the 24 rounds of ammo found within it.
That's. I like how he's just playing fucking Resident Evil.
I more so love the fact that now that they've established that he was dancing to elevator music, that there's a very good likelihood that during these long elevator rides he's just doing the fucking Macarena.
Dr. Blank proceeds back to the elevator without event and returns to 34. Given the sheer number of floors available to explore and the vital information obtained from the observation deck, the test is considered over and equipment is retrieved. But before returning through the entry point, Dr. Blank investigates a terminal nearby that has power and finds it shows the exact same screen the one on -110 shows. It is theorized that the author of the note installed a network virus to propagate it through the building so any PC on that network would be found and the information discovered. Dr. Blank returns through the entry point and the mirror returns to a reflective surface. All materials filed with other 093 recovered materials. Analysis of blank blank, the revolver, and the ammunition for it postponed for reason that it would require deconstruction of one of the rounds. Right there.
What?
Sorry, my brother came in and asked a question.
Oh, okay.
And they may be beneficial until testing of 093 is resolved. Video ends. The final test is classified as the red test.
Oh my god.
And yeah, this SCP is a little bit different than most of the other ones we've read, but it's really good. This one is incredible.
Yeah.
These are just logs
I also
about
like the
tests with
what
it.
was it? The Red Lake.
Yeah, the Red Lake isn't bad. Alright, so
No,
suppose
I
this
just
one is
like the
me.
visual of them having to drill into it.
There is this one, I don't think it's in this, but it's like a fan article of, Lord Blackwood exploring the world of, like, 93.
Yeah.
And it gives a little more, I don't know if it's by the same author, so I don't know if you can consider it canon, but it gives a little bit more insight into the world. Like, that gun is made of religion to kill these things.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hit him with the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit.
Blasphemy against the Holy Spirit.
Something really funny about a preacher having a fucking 6-shooter, as they say that.
Alright, this one's me, I presume. SCP-93, Mirror Test 5, color, red. SCP-93 distributed among staff until a new color could be generated by contact with it. I really like the idea they were just going around the entire facility being like, here, touch this for like 3 seconds.
Touch this thing.
Turns blue, alright.
They're carrying it around with a small, like, handheld mirror that it's sitting on. Just touch this. No!
Yeah.
Touch it.
Service Technician Redacted was able to cause SCP-93 to take on a fierce red hue and glow, much brighter than the object's normal color. Redacted agreed to assist with... I'm just gonna call him Technician, because he doesn't have a name. Technician agreed to assist with the test of SCP-93. Per Dr. Redacted's request, gun given to Technician for use in this test. When applied to the mirror for the test, SCP-93 generates an unknown environment. No color tinge appears present on the displayed destination, which is composed of red stonework. Technician enters the mirror and video capture begins. Video flickers to life and Technician, known hereafter as Subject, is showing is viewing a large cylindrical pillar that is rotating on its own. Object is of unknown height and appears to be 6 feet in width. Holes are distributed throughout the object at seemingly random intervals. On occasion, a beam of white light is emitted from these holes. Turning of the camera finds that the beams are connected to a multitude of objects similar to SCP-93 that are a part of the room's wall. The room turns out to also be in cylindrical shape, with countless copies of SCP-93. The subject turns back to entry point and finds it is a section of wall that is missing its copy of SCP-93, presumably the one carried with subject. Other sections of the wall on inspection are also found to be missing their copies, leading to speculation that this may be some sort of central array. Subject finds a ladder in the floor while examining the room and proceeds down it at a control's request. The ladder exits into a large, clean room full of computer equipment that appears antiquated compared to previously encountered equipment. Large computers running on reel-to-reels are clicking and spinning at various locations. A light bulb of unknown meaning turns on for 10 seconds and then turns off. Large CRT monitor is displaying single words in 8 colors at roughly 5-second intervals. While observed, the words clean, unclean, clean, clean, lost, unclean flash on the screen. Proceeding through the room, it ends in a large glass window as another observation deck. This deck looks out over another series of tubes, as witnessed before, but far fewer and filled with a blue liquid. What appears to be electrical current dances over many of the tubes at erratic intervals. At least 5 tubes at first glance are empty and broken. At the observation window, a keyboard is present on a pedestal, awaiting a selection to be made. The options available on the screen are Tube Status, which waits for numerical input, Reports, Situation X549, Situation X550, Evacuation Log, Bullshit, Agent Redacted Report, and Facility Fire Plan. Video expunge. All selections that generated text were transcribed by subject and verified by a control member who passed through the portal to recover them. This process took approximately 2 hours, and video feed was deleted to condense this report. Recorded documents are filed as redacted. Video interrupted. Control lost contact with subject approximately 30 minutes after departure of control tech. Subject was asked to remain in area and observe the machinery in the containment room to make observations for debriefing. The SCP-93 mirror portal returned to a reflective surface prematurely, and all video contact with subject was lost. Control was unable to re-establish due to SCP-93 being across the mirror. A time-lapse of 1 minute and 48 seconds was recorded before a mirror portal re-established itself and subject returned through the portal. Subject appeared to be in good health and condition despite the time loss, but spoke little. During immediate debriefing, subject underwent sudden convulsions and medical staff was alerted. While attempting to subdue subject, he displayed enhanced strength and used redacted to shoot one of the debriefing staff, killing them. Guards shot subject once with a sidearm in the heart and once in the chest, but subject did not fall. All staff evacuated the room, and the second shot was fired by subject which missed. A more heavily armed team entered the debriefing room and used automatic weapons to dispatch subject. Reports confirmed that subject did not bleed when shot, but instead leaked a green/brown substance that seemed to be a mix of solution observed in some containment tubes and the material recovered during Test 3. All further SCP-93 tests have been discontinued while review of materials recovered is in effect. A secondary tape recording device was found to have activated in the field kit after loss of video feed, and its contents have been filed with other recovered materials. All recovered materials from SCP-93 testing are leveled 4 classification. Release must be approved by no fewer than level 4 personnel. Must be reviewed by no fewer than 2 level 4 personnel. Staff with acceptable clearance, please sign in with Dr. Redacted for the access to materials recovered from SCP-93 tests. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Jesus.
All right,
I
up to the
can-
top with you.
I mean, do you want to keep on this, or do we want to hand this off? How do we want to do this?
I
There's a
think we
ba-
like kind
there's
of.
a fair bit.
I'll handle down to like violet tests, and then like I'll switch off to one of you.
All right.
I think that's fair. So these are the recovered materials. All documents contained in this file are Class 4 clearance requiring 2 signed approvals to access. Any employee reading past this point who does not have proper classification should consider themselves to be terminated from employment and now subject to disciplinary actions up to and including forced administration of Class A amnestic, immediate transfer to Keter Class Security, and death. Clue test. Newspaper article 1. Only one item could be recovered during our initial test, and that was a newspaper clipping found attached to a corkboard in an abandoned bunker. Most of the articles were in a state of decay, but one was firm enough for recovery. Most Holy Father announces progress, uncleaned being cleansed. A rare public address directly from the Most Holy Father of United Lands of the Sun has declared that the blessed militia has driven back many of the unclean who are skulking our lands now. New Rome, our capital, has been purged of the unclean, and citizens are encouraged to come back to their homes. Citizens who live in the surrounding countryside should not return to their farms, as the unclean still roam the fields and plains around our glorious city and continue to grow in size. The blessed militia has developed new weapons which have proven capable of punishing the unclean and driving them back into the infertile lands. Construction has begun of a system to permanently close the unfertile lands off from our blessed lands in each affected area once all the unclean have been driven away. The Most Holy requests that all citizens of our united lands bow in prayer and offer a tithe to recognize the sacrifices of our blessed militia in these troubled times. Reports have been coming in that falsely accuse the blessed militia of having committed sin against the citizens whose homes they are inhabiting as they travel bravely through contaminated lands. The Most Holy would like to remind the people that blasphemy against any who wear his mark is the most grave of sin, and unfounded accusations will be punished accordingly. We should work to support he and his men however possible, just as they lay down their lives for us. The sinful rebels who... cuts off there. Green test. Newspaper articles 2, 3, 4, and a diary. Our second test recovered many materials that helped to establish a sequence of events for this alternate world. The diary recovered provided a glimpse into the last days of the owners of the home from which it was recovered and may represent activity in other areas of the world as well. Newspaper article 2. Farms surrounding the city of Silver Feathers have reported being unable to detect neighbors across voice or video feeds in the last week. Until an approval was granted by the High Regional Father, an investigation cannot commence, but he assures the people that these events have not escaped his attention. Residents are advised to notify their local blessed voice daily, so any further disappearances can be addressed immediately. Residents are also advised to begin stocking their shelters to be ready for any situation. Newspaper article 3. Following the disappearance of the blessed voices from several outlying regions around the city of Silver Feathers, the regional High Father has declared a concern for safety and livelihood. Under his declaration, all farmland residents must evacuate immediately to their shelters. Scattered reports of an unclean have come in, but have yet to be verified. Newspaper article 4. The city of Glorious Song has stopped responding to any and all communications. The worst can only be assumed, and our hearts go out to any who are still in the region and unable to hear our words. The city of Silver Feathers blessed militia has reported several incursions by the unclean into the city and have exterminated 4 of the abominations before they can become a danger to any residents. The regional High Father reminds the citizens to avoid direct confrontation with the unclean. Conventional arms do not do anything to the unclean. Only the most holy of implements will penetrate their sin, so do not put yourself in danger. Any citizen who suspects their neighbor is indulging in heavy sin should immediately contact the blessed militia through designated checkpoints. Diary. Redacted. I have the distinct feeling we're gonna die, so I'm gonna write all this down now for whoever comes along and finds our bones. My name is Hervith Jakolsif, and I'm a farmer. I grow the rabsticks and the huskies. We raise the inks and the ooms. It's me, my wife, a fairy, and our 2 little ones, Trevin and Listeria. I got this book in trade from the blessed man who came by for food and shelter, and he told us to start getting our shelter ready and not to no other blessed come by even though we're here. Says the whole thing break down, nothing to write no more. God, this is hard to read. So I does as he said, got it all ready. We going down there the next day or so, and the morning he was gone. Made the wife sad, as he was polite to most like unlike most of the others. Figure he didn't want to be no bother. Liz went out looking for him, but Liz went out looking for him to be sure he weren't just round the house.
You gotta practice your hick, Helix.
Listen, I'm only from fucking bumfuck nowhere, Pennsylvania. I can't, like...
Apparently not bumfuck enough.
Or dead. He didn't turn up nowhere, so we guess he left. Strange enough, Liz found its clothes around a mile or so away and all his gear, but no him. She left it all there, and that's for the best of what happened that I think. I'm clearly no educated man, don't claim to be, but I can put two and two together and tell you things are bad out there. For everyone, and especially for us, because it's coming way too close. Sometimes you can smell it. That's when we hide. It smells like a leg of meat that's been rotten for way too long and just won't go back into the dirt. Even the soil is rejecting them, I guess, refusing to let them be buried to die. Redacted. It came too fast. We weren't ready. The smell came in the night. Maybe we would have been fine, but the little ones were afraid, so we went to the shelter. Trev was slow. He saw it, kept staring at it as it shambled by. It ignored us until he screamed. When I was getting Liz in the mist down in the shelter, I went to get him, but it was too fast. I saw him standing up there screaming, and then its head came down on him. Pressed over him. He tried to run for the stairs, tried to get us, but then in a blink he was gone and it pulled away. His clothes fell into the cellar like he vanished out of them. I got into the shelter, slammed the hatch, and locked it. I think it knows we're here now. It'll try to get in, take us too. No telling how long we got. Plenty of food, though. I think they also gave up on writing it like that.
No. No, not quite.
Compared to, like, this is significantly more normal.
Hard to say.
I was wrong. The food was rotten. Something got into it. Or I just didn't notice. We're eating what we can. There's food, but not enough.
Hang on, hold on. Scroll up. What does it say that the person who's writing's name is in the first bit? Okay, no. Okay. I thought that maybe that one was written by a different person.
No.
I thought that maybe Trev was the person who was writing the initial ones and now he's dead.
Yeah. But, like, it definitely is different. Like, just the typing.
I mean, I guess also, given what just happened, he might be in a different state of mind.
The hick got kicked out.
Nothing like watching his child get eaten by the unclean in front of him to really straighten up your grammar and prose.
Oh. Alright, I was wrong. The food was rotten. Something got into it, or I just didn't notice. No, I did read this, didn't I? I read some of it.
No.
We're eating what we can. There's food, but not enough. And that thing ain't leaving. It's trying to find ways in. Smelt the smell coming from the life web plug in the wall. Something seeped through it and we kept away. It all got hard like a rock and it don't smell no more. Maybe the power in the plug finally let it die. I went up to peek. Cellar is fine. Trev's clothes still on the stairs. Peeked outside. We're not gonna make it. There were 10, 20, 30, couldn't count. So many, all going in a circle around the house. Looking at it with those faceless faces and this stink. Oh, the stink. Went back into the shelter and locked the door. I don't want to see my family rot away. I think faster is better. The miss, she agrees. We won't tell Lise. She'll be first. Then my wife, my love, then me. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I gave the best life to my family possible. It was them holy ones that brought this. I'm gonna pen this in memory to my great pap. He was old and knew stories older than himself. Says those unclean they preach about, those infertile zones they stay out of, all cause of the most holy bringing the world together. Them things are the ultimate sin. Everything about us that was evil and impure, it's them. They don't know nothing but doing what they do. Don't even know why they do it. They just do it. Take us into them, then we're gone. I asked Pap what they were, and he lit a stick, took a puff, and he said, "Don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody who'll admit it. But if you see the symbol, if you see it, you run, boy. You run fast. You run far, and you hide. You never go back where you saw it. That's all I know. I remember the symbol was on the rock he kept on his neck under his shirt. Next day, Pap was gone, nowhere to be found. Dad weren't sad, said he knew it happened one day. Pap went home. See you soon, Dad. Pap. Dad Egg Sponge. Symbol matched symbol found on SCP-93's surface as one of the deeper engravings. Also matches symbols noticed on video feed of final test on SCP-93 duplicates. Alright.
Alright, who's taking the office ledger?
More!
Well, before we do, give me a moment. I will be right back.
That's fair. Oh. I'm gonna stretch.
Anyways, Baramus was pretty tough solo.
Oh, that's fun to hear. Oh,
He spammed that one move.
thwack.
No.
Thwack.
Incinerate.
A little bit different, but at least it's not thwack.
This is true.
Alright, you can start reading whenever, Mord.
Okay.
Mord is back, right?
No.
I thought I heard him.
Ham.
My bad. Oh.
The third test with SCP-093 resulted in the unfortunate loss of a security member, but also allowed us to recover a ledger with insight into the medical procedures carried out on the alternate Earth, now termed E093.
No. I'll be honest, we're 2 hours into stream.
Mm-hmm.
This is our second SCP.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, dude. So you ready to fight the super boss?
Sure am.
Or
I'm
do you
level
have
99 now.
Do you have a good 30 hours of seed grinding ahead of you?
Yeah, you get it.
Do you actually intend on grinding for like 999, or do you just intend to get what you need for beating the boss?
I'm going to get strong enough to kill the boss.
What if 999 isn't enough?
I'm just going to get better.
Oh, okay. He's back. Alright, get started.
Alright, so am I doing this one?
Yeah.
Violet test, office ledger. The third test with SCP-93 resulted in the unfortunate loss of a security member, but also allowed us to recover a ledger with insight into the medical procedures carried out on the alternative Earth, now termed E-93. Patient Jennifer Zerka. Recovery tube 1-1. Mixture 35% tears, 30% nutrients, 10% HFT, 25% blessing. Summary. Jennifer McZerka is 20 cycles of age, and during her 18th cycle was the victim of a HOV ride accident that resulted in brain damage and misalignment of her moral processes. She is prone to violent outbursts and can only be calmed down by impure stimulation. Because of this, she actively seeks out strangers to mingle with, and her parents have requested of the High Father that she be set to the tears to mend her mind and body. Patient accepted. During preparation for the tears, subject went into a rage, and the attending hand went to recover a sedative. Jennifer tore her clothes off and screamed impure words at me, so I locked the door and instructed the hand to wait outside. I am half shameful to admit I laid with Jennifer a total of 7 times, yeah right, before putting her to the tears. It has been very long for me, and her parents have abandoned her to our care. So, care for her I will. Before sending her to the tears, I authorized a blessed probe of her body functions and found she is settled for now, with young, and test confirm it shall be mine. I have mixed her bath to accommodate this, and she will soak in the tears until her body is ready to give birth. You.
Your audio is dipping out a little bit more. Oh,
Fantastic, of course it is.
Stepped on my fucking headphone cord. Hopefully that doesn't make my audio dip out.
Anyways, yeah, that's about what I expected. Slash have read before. Patient none, recovery tube 1-2, mixture none, summary none. Got it. He looks if you would. Okay. Patient Various Farafon. Recovery tube 1-3. Mixture 80% tears, 20% nutrient. Summary. Various Farafon is a farmer from outside the city of Silver Feathers who claims to have lost family to the unclean. He confronted the High Fathers of the city and demanded compensation and retribution for the loss. The High Fathers denied the existence of unclean beyond the infertile lands and refused compensation or retribution. Various struck a High Father and was arrested and sentenced to a cleansing of the soul. His mixture is primarily tears to seep into the soul and cleanse his heart and ease his pain. The lawkeepers state his family is indeed missing, so a sentence beyond the tears has been dropped in sympathy for their loss. I used the last of the HFT on Jennifer, or I would have used less tears in this bath. 80% is higher than I'm comfortable with, but the HFT is becoming hard to obtain. I may have to go through the dark. Patience. God it sure is. Recovery tube 2-1. Mixture. 75% nutrient, 25% blessing. Summary. A member of the Blessed Militia who was wounded in combat. Request is from the High Father. Details withheld.
Literally all of these are the same. We don't have to read all
so 3 wounded. 3 wounded militiamen. Got it.
Yeah.
Is this still part of... Yeah, this is. Oh, wait, this is yellow.
Either way, you could read another.
Alright. Yellow test. PC printout. Safe diary. The 4th test into E93 provided us with documentation assumed to be written by a technician in either a medical or government facility. The revolver from earlier was found in the safe and is being considered for SCP classification primarily due to the composition of the ammunition found with it and the advanced firing mechanism attached to what should be a very base firearm. PC printout. I do not trust the Overwatchers. I felt something was wrong years ago. Under my desk, on floor 54, is a safe with a weapon in it. It is one of those used by the Blessed Militia. My brother has sent it to me. He says they are also not what they claim. They have done things to our fellows even more vile than what the unclean would do. He tells me to be ready to fight. I cannot. It is not me. I do not know violence. I am too frail. You, use it. Save yourself.
Save the world. My final message.
Goodbye. Safe diary. My name is Herval Tolowis. I am a hard systems watcher here. My job is to monitor the sinful who bathe in the Lord's tears and then make sure they reach the prescribed dilution time. I have been doing this job for 23 years, and now things are falling apart. I can no longer abide by the most holy. I must speak the truth. We are being told to evacuate. The containment tubes have been breached. An unclean has appeared in the place of rest, and we are unable to destroy it. Live motion footage shows how it came to be, and this has unsealed my heart and mind and tongue. I must speak. Should the Overwatchers see this, I will be silenced, so I must hide it. Thankfully, they are ignorant with the hardware, so I can hide this easily. God damn. The Overwatchers told us we should leave last, to ensure the hardware contains the unclean. What that means is we should distract it and die in case it breaches the watching decks. It has shattered nearly all the tubes and absorbed the people in them. I have dispatched the eyes to the unclean and they have touched it, bringing me back a sample of it. The unclean are not sinners. They are not products of our disobedience. I suspect they are us. The eyes have dated the sample. It is older than myself, older than my elders. It is over 200 cycles in age. 200! The sirens are sounding, but no signal has come for us to leave. I do not think this unclean is alone. I have seen how they can get into places. Between places. Between places. Is that where they've been all this time? Between places? The makeup of God damn. The makeup of the unclean is unstable. Molecules detach and reattach almost before my eyes, as if to move the entire thing reforms itself in time and space. Why does it not come up here? Too much effort? Or does it not sense me? They have no eyes, no mouth, no face, cannot speak, cannot see, but they must be able to sense us.
No, spot on.
The smell, it is so strong, it comes from all directions. It is not a smell of the dead, it is a smell that comes from something that should be dead, but does not know how to die. The War of the Holy Union, I think that is where it may have started. We're united under the Most Holy, but what does he owe us? Nothing. We merely keep society running while those on high benefit. Is that not how it has always been? And now we are told we are pleasing the will of those above us in the clouds, those great beings who gave us the power to live and prosper. Those who we have never laid eyes upon but are told we must revere. Lies, all of it, it must be. I am using the eyes to create a fluid to oppose the makeup of the unclean sample. Perhaps they will cancel each other out. I will leave soon and store the rounds here. I cannot use the weapon. I am too weak a man for this. I will protect my family with my mind and not my rage. We will be safe in the fields. I know where to go. I will go above now, to my family. I will leave the hardware running. I was told to turn it off, but this is where I defy them. It will run. This will watch. The eyes will see for however much time they have. Someone will read this, and someone will know. Take the gun. Take the fluid. Do not listen to the Most Holy. We did. And we are damned. Redacted is a revolver-style weapon with two 12-bullet cylinders. God damn. Okay. Forgot just how much fucking ammo that thing holds. Ugh. The design of the gun has one cylinder on each side, raised slightly, so they may flip into the gun itself and then rotate, firing all rounds before flipping back out and allowing it to be reloaded while the second is usable, allowing a total of 24 shots before it runs empty. There's no firing pin on this gun, but instead there is a pullback slide mechanism that must be used to prime the active cylinder. At the time of recovering, all 24 slots contain a syringe-style bullet with 32 needles on the end. On impact, it is assumed the force of the shot will press the liquid inside the target. None have been tested. Of expressed interest is the fact that these cylinders can hold standard 45 caliber ammunition, which has been tested. The gun uses an ultra-high power magnetic rail system to deliver the shot, so the gunpowder in the bullet is never used. In consideration is a redesign of a round that will utilize the gunpowder mid-flight to add even higher velocity to the round, or that would explode on impact for higher yield. Of course they would.
Like, okay, wait, this thing's cracked. How do we use it?
My god. They made this gun in the Lord's caliber.
Man,
45.
what were the what were the devs thinking? Okay, there's a fair
Devs.
bit under red test.
Yeah.
Ridge, did you want to do more, or should I take this one?
Sure, I can take this section until the bottom.
The bottom of there's a lot of red.
The bottom.
Okay. Just making sure.
The final authorized test with 093 resulted in the loss of a skilled service technician, but allowed us to recover very revealing documents that can only be assumed to not have been intended for public knowledge in any world. Curious among these is Agent Blank Report, which
You're
appears to have
dipping
been
into
written by a...
muffled. You're dipping into muffled territory quite often.
Why? Hang on, give me a second. Let me do some type manipulation real quick. Okay. How am I sounding now?
Good for the moment.
Okay. Which appears to have been written by a Foundation employee several decades ago. While these paper printouts were the best material recovered, it seems that the system used to create them allowed for multiple forms of input, including typed and verbal speech-to-text. Some audio logs of the printouts below are available, but must be requested in advance, with fully written explanations as to why. This dual input system seems to explain the variances in the style between users, as well with assumptions made on the part of the software while performing conversations. Facility Fire Plan. In the event of any emergency requiring the facility to be evacuated, all Clear 4 staff should report to Train Station 3 and use their vial to call the evacuation train. Only one vial is required to call the train and may contain any amount of tears. An empty vial will not call the train. Clear 2 and 1 staff should remain at their posts until either 10 minutes after the departure of Clear 4 persons or until authorized by Clear 4 staff. Clear 3 staff should utilize the protective garments at their stations and weapon lockers before proceeding to designated crisis areas as dictated by Clear 4 staff. Hey, is this the SCP Foundation?
Huh?
Dull.
Reports. 3 unfertile zones have increased 25% in size in the last 7 days. Containment teams are not finding any presence of unclean in these zones, but they are visibly confirmed as expanding. Clear 5 level High Fathers have confirmed breaches in the holy chambers at each of these zones. All chambers found empty. It is believed that the unclean have breached containment on the holy chambers, dispatching additional guard to remaining chambers.
Oh.
Situation X549. Expansion of Zone 6-4-TO has been confirmed. Unfertile zone containment procedures in effect. Containment staff dispatched to site. This is the 10th report in 30 days, upgrading to situation status. Reports from Clear 5 Highfathers have stopped at all affected. The City of His Word has been placed on full lockdown, and all travel denied in or out. Other cities are now in alert mode, and combat teams are being dispatched to city perimeters. Situation X550. The great land of Hafusia has fallen per satellite images. Entire landmass considered tainted. Outbreak of sin reported in Lavina, and that landmass has requested assistance from the Holy Union. Assistance denied due to our own outbreak and mass reportings of unclean. Clear 10 staff have issued the order to evacuate via the gateway, and for all Holy Union authorized persons to proceed to the nearest sky platform for evacuation to Star Eye Eden to continue monitoring status. Gateway keys are being ejected to prevent spread from this center to other space-time vectors. Resurrecting staff are being awakened to monitor and continue reports here as we evacuate. May his blessings forgive our greatest sin. Evacuation log. Evacuation in progress. Shuttle 1, away. Shuttle 2, away. Shuttle 3, error. Release us. Why? Shuttle 3, error. Launch, aborted, proceed to Shuttle 4. Shuttle 4 reporting delayed launch. Overloaded, triage protocols engaged. Shuttle 4 reports passenger limit obtained preparing to launch. Why? Release us. Why us? Release. Why us? What did we do? Why? System detecting electrostatic activity. Compensating. Comp. 1-0-1-0-1-1-0-1-1-1-0-1-1-0-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1. Why were we hurt? What did we do? Why were we hurt? What did we do? System shut down.
Should I put this into a binary translator?
Sure, why not?
Alright, cool. I'll do that in an incognito tab so you can keep reading.
Okay. System restore purge of contaminated data in progress. Why us? Why? Listen. Record 5432-104-392. Password forgive us. 5554444 or 3322222222222222211. Some purge.
Incredible. Alright, I popped it in.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna...
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't want to read that. Okay. Bullshit. What the fuck is this place? Okay, so like there are people typing stuff, so here I'm gonna have to type too. Okay, so like I found this rock in the pond by the house, and it was all kind of glowy and stuff when I picked it up. So I'm like, oh wow, pretty. And when I pick up the pond, you couldn't see the bottom. It was this weird room with a glowy rock thing. I don't know. So I guess I fell into it. Whoops. And now I'm here and not there. And really, I'm kind of scared, but this place is like a movie set, so it's cool. There's some guy I can hear talking. He keeps asking me to come downstairs, but I don't see no doors. He keeps screaming for help too, because I told him to eat me deaf, and he won't shut up. So I guess I could try going back into that room, but it's so creepy in there, and I'm sort of scared to laugh. Oh, hey, so I found a door. It's like in the floor instead of a wall. So like, I'm gonna go tell that guy yelling to shut the fuck up so I can go home. Be back later.
Crazy.
Agent Blank, report. My name is Blank, and I am an agent at the Foundation. The year in my world is 1972. I assume it is the same in this world, but from what I have seen due to SCP-093, life on this world ended in approximately 1954. I have used 093 to visit a number of locales, starting and ending here in this center. I've seen the landscapes where no grass will grow. I have run from the unclean as they pursue anything they sense. I have no understanding of how they hunt, but I have learned what they are. Approximately 350 years ago or so, this world experienced a technological boom ours did not. The source of this seems to have been the arrival of He, a godlike being of unknown origin. He declared the world unclean and full of sin, and the only way to purge itself of this sin was to purge the sinners. A war, whoever was left alive, was clean. Amazing advances in science were bestowed to all cultures for a period of 10 years to prepare them for this war, and during that time, he disappeared. The war happened anyway. The instigator, the Holy Union of Land, apparently the landmass that for us would become the United States. Records are sketchy, and books that detail anything about this time period are forbidden in the world. I located a cache of recorded history by following a series of corrupted computer communications. It seems the primary weapon used in this war for his love was, in fact, people. Exposed to something called his holy tears, a liquid compound I have seen in use even today in abandoned medical facilities. His holy tears purge the sin from the unclean and make them love him. At least that's what the label says. The records I recovered are very unclear about how this war was waged, except to state his holy chosen walked the lands of the sinful and took their sin unto themselves. Those who cried for his salvation received it and are now our children. Those who denied his love were purified in his radiance. But something apparently happened no one knew how to deal with. The unclean, the large creatures that are half a man and devour whatever they touch that lives and breathes. I actually found a scientific report written by someone who stumbled here with a 093 copy. These creatures are the result of exposure to a very pure form of his tears, resulting in a genetic apocalypse occurring within the exposed. There are terms in here, something about quantum restructuring. I don't understand any of this. But it means they were once humans like everyone else that couldn't be controlled. But they could be contained. They seemed to be attracted to his tears, and a central point was established in various regions where a person with the purest form of his tears stays, keeping the unclean in that area known as the unfertile land. Something went wrong with that too, not sure what, but everything fell apart. The power structure, the culture, the people, all of it fell to ruins, and now those things scramble around the land as its new owners, with no purpose or direction. You can stand next to one if you stand the stink, and they just slip right past you. If you catch their attention, though, that's it. They move like lightning if they need to, and like a snail unless they have a reason to speed up. Sometimes I think they chase just to do it. Others, they move to kill. I think someone is in this facility, or maybe someone's. I keep hearing voices and requests coming from areas under the floor. I want to leave this before I explore the facility any further. I've sent 093 back through the entry mirror to seal that gate. These things can't be let into our world, nor should we have anything to do with this one. We're simply not smart enough to understand it all, I feel. I don't think the unclean can die. They're immortal, but they don't want to be. They just want to die. They're in my head, I think. I didn't notice it till just now, but equipment in this room is starting to react to me. Words on the screen, begging for help. I remember touching the tears, smelling it, tasting it, just a touch. Not eating it, just touching to it, tasting for acidity. We have a pretty stupid investigative procedure, I think. The High Fathers are alive. They have technology we can only imagine in our comics given to by him. Some of the records on this machine indicate space travel, but they didn't go far. Just far enough to watch the world fall apart and wait to come back and take it. But if they're up here, who's in this building with me?
Who's driving this bus?
I've seen the faces of the people, the unclean. They show up in the pictures cast by the machine, in the room with me, watching me. I think they're everywhere in this world, only seen by machines now. They don't look sad or happy, just curious. They want to know why. Why them? Why did it all happen? I don't know. I just don't know. They showed me things when I touched them, and it's not quite like the records say. The unclean remember it all. Every person they touch becomes part of them, safe inside them, but dead to us. Every mind, every feeling, every terror, it's eternal to them. I kind of want to join them, but too much to do. They want me to find and kill him. There was no war. It was him. It came from between the folds of time and space and worlds and light and dark. Something that is but should not be slipped in and called out to them as their god. And they believed it, and they tasted it, and touched it, and laid with it, and became its property, and did its will, and it is still here! The SCP-093 it brought with it, pulled it forcefully with it, built it. I don't know why they don't know, but it belongs to him. It lets him move between places, between worlds, so I broke it! I threw pieces of it away and threw holes so those doors are closed, just like ours is closed, and I can't go home, so what else can I do? It calls out through the rocks somehow. It knows where they are but can't touch them, but if you hide the rock, he can't call out and he's stuck to. I got you, you son of a bitch, I got you. I touched him with my fist and my gun, and he fell down, but he'll get back up soon. I'm sorry, I did all I could. Let me sleep now. Please. Let me sleep.
Wow. I'm pretty sure that's all of SCP-93. That took us 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's a big boy.
We're not hitting SCP-100 today.
No, I don't think we're hitting 9. I don't think we're even hitting 9.6.
I don't think we're hitting 94.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. We can do more.
Leaf and I have no idea how long ago those comments were, but yeah.
I did
yeah, that's
comment
about
on
right.
them. I did when they were sent.
Okay.
Oh. This is 3 words. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Item number, SCP-94. Object class, Keter. Special containment procedures. Since SCP-94 is apparently immovable, a research and containment facility has been built around its location, in the guise of an Argentinian military research base. No unauthorized persons or aircraft may come within 1 kilometer of this site, enforced by joint SCP and Argentinian forces. SCP-94 itself is enclosed in a gas-permeable steel-reinforced plexiglass cube, 3 meters on a side with a single door, also of reinforced plexiglass. In one side, this door must remain locked at all times, except with O5 authorization under tightly controlled conditions. This cube is kept in the center of a 20 meter by 20 meter room, accessible with level 4 authorization. All personnel must secure themselves at tethers anchored to the walls before stepping onto the floor of the room. Security personnel are to be armed with tranquilizer guns in addition to standard armaments. Description: SCP-94 appears to be a perfectly black sphere, 163 centimeters in diameter, suspended approximately 3 meters off the ground with no apparent means of support. SCP-94 has been classified as a miniature event horizon. Any matter that moves into SCP-94, including light, is irretrievably gone. However, SCP-94 is not a black hole since it does not exert a gravitational pull. SCP-94 has been known to occasionally emit a number of different sounds, including ambient sounds of nature, static buzzing, and sometimes human speech. No attempts to communicate with SCP-94 have yet succeeded. It is unknown whether these sounds come from SCP-94 itself, from something or things inside of SCP-94, or from some area that connects through SCP-94. A small percentage of persons appear to be drawn to SCP-94 because of the sound it emanates. SCP-94 was discovered in 1984 in the Chubut province of southern Argentina, and at the time was estimated to be 20 to 25 centimeters in diameter. Analysis of historical records indicate that the diameter of SCP-94 doubles in size approximately every 31 years. Primary research activities on SCP-94 are concentrated on finding how to stop or reverse its growth without inducing cataclysmic failure. Addendum. The hand on SCP-1032, designated SCP-1032-15, will achieve its midnight event on 09/4/2690. Approximately the same date as SCP-94 will fully engulf the Earth at its current rate of expansion. A few millimeters a month may not seem like much, and no, at the moment you cannot see SCP-94 change day to day. But if it continues its exponential growth in less than 250 years, it will be a kilometer wide, including vertically. And that is assuming it does not grow even faster, which is an assumption that almost no one here makes. The little mini black hole, but not black hole because it doesn't have gravity. Cool.
Sphere
It's
that
great.
consumes things. I gotcha.
I will say, I guess I didn't talk about SCP-93 enough to after it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will say, kind of alluding to what I had said, and also Weefit has said more recently in chat. This reads as if it wants to be adapted into something,
Yeah, that's fair.
and not in like an overbearing way. It's very well written.
Yeah. I
Like,
really
each
like
source
the
sounds like it
exploratory
from the
logs.
respective body, be it the farmer in his diary, or the random valley girl who managed to find her way into Object Red, or the Red facility, whatever the fuck we want to call it, to the agent from the Parallel Foundation. Just the author of that has a very good sense of like tone.
This all reads very well, and I can very easily see it adapted into like a short film of some kind.
The Rock is a key. That is true. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Rich. Really good article.
I mean, if you
Loved
think about it, aren't all rocks keys?
Yeah, they open windows.
They open
It's
souls.
nonsense. They open anything.
Do you want this one more, or should I take it? It's small. And my last one was small.
How many more do we want to read?
I mean, it's not 10 p.m. yet, so it's not like the standard runtime of stream.
I mean,
I think we just go until we reach a natural stopping point, like either close to or by 100.
Yeah, at least the natural stopping point is at the end of any article. But yeah, it's fine.
Alright, I'll read this one since my last one was short. Alright.
Okay.
Item number SCP-95. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-95 is to be placed in a standard polyethylene sleeve but not under scheduled research and stored in a standard locked filing cabinet to prevent damage or wear. High-resolution digital scans are available for any level 1 and above personnel who wish to view SCP-95. Description: SCP-95 appears to be a set of 3 moderately aged black and white comic books printed in 1932. The front and rear covers are missing, and several pages have been rendered illegible due to water damage. It was found by Agent Redacted in a small antique shop in Denver, Colorado, and purchased for a small fee without incident. The owner of the shop had apparently not read the item past the publisher's date on the first page. Forensic inspections of SCP-95 have revealed it to be genuine, though completely unremarkable save for its content. It is printed on cheap pulp paper and inked with dyes common to other publications of its era. The publisher's stamp indicates it was produced by Future Funnies, a company operating out of the town of Purple Lake, Ohio. All research and inquiries thus far have shown both the company and the town to be completely non-existent. The comic itself is a pulp science fiction story titled The Atomic Adventures of Ronnie Reagan, featuring a lead character bearing an unmistakable resemblance to former United States President Ronald Reagan. Each story opens with a large panel reading, "In the far-fetched future world of the 1980s, only Ronnie Reagan can save the day." It appears to follow an episodic format with one self-contained story per publication. The 3 stories are briefly described below. Ronnie versus Space Admiral Carter. The story pits planetary governor Ronnie Reagan and his sidekick Space Major Herbert against the titular Space Admiral Carter, as they both vie for the position of Space Marshal. The events loosely follow the events of the 1980 presidential election. Space Assassin. This story follows a character named Spaceman Hinckley as he prepares to assassinate Space Marshal Reagan. He manages to catch Reagan by surprise and wound him with his Devastator Ray before being subdued by Reagan's soldiers. The events obviously refer to the 1981 assassination attempt by John Hinckley Jr. Jungle Planet. The story follows Reagan's attempts to create an army of robots on the jungle-covered planet of Nika in order to protect it from the evil sand bandits. Although Reagan is told that he will lose his command if he interferes with events on planet Nika, he sends his lieutenant, Space Colonel West, to secretly build a force under the cover of the jungle. When their plan is discovered, Space Colonel West publicly takes the blame and saves his superior. The storyline appears to be a simplified retelling of the Iran-Contra controversies of 1986. Possibly most interesting in the final page of each book, which advertises other stories published by Future Funnies, investigation is underway to locate any surviving copies at once. The advertised stories are listed below. Space Major Herbert assumes command. Starman Willie versus the Space Succubus. Globe Walker and Sneak Attack. Barry Betelgeuse and... Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Betelgeuse.
Betelgeuse on Planet Escar. Diamond Donnie in Puttin' on the Reds. Skymarm Sarah of the Ice World. Flying Franken versus Rocket Rush. Star Command Proton in a losing battle. The New Menace, Death to Mankind. Personal log of Dr. Redacted. Date, 10/06/204. I don't think I need to emphasize how important it is to recover any and all of the advertised stories immediately, the final 2 in particular. So, what was the anomalous part about it?
I mean...
Other than the fact that
it's a comic book that was quote-unquote published in, like, the 30s?
The 30s.
Oh, okay.
Tells the events
So it's prophetic with all of the bullshittery going on around Reagan, but it's also hinted at the end that it's got indications of things that are happening in the future.
Wait, where does it say it was published in the 30s?
Death to Mankind. Very top.
Well,
oh, okay. There, got it. See it.
1932.
Yeah.
And the people who made it, and also the town in which it was made in, are not real and do not exist.
Yeah,
but again,
that I was willing
kind
to
of
chalk up to as just like, oh, maybe they printed it like, and just made a fake error just in their backyard or something. And I was like, if that's the entire like anomaly is just the place and name don't exist.
These just so happen to, albeit fantastically, line up with a lot of the events that were going on around President Reagan, which is a little funny considering it was written in the 30s.
I mean, I guess this could technically all just be a hoax too. Like if the date was just incorrect, like they purposely made it to seem like it was printed then.
They dated it though. They had checked.
Like they carbon dated it?
Yeah, yes, they carbonated the comic.
Forensic inspections of 095 have revealed it to be genuine, though completely unremarkable, save for its content.
Genuine, okay.
It is
It is-
printed on cheap pulp paper and using similar ink compositions and dyes to other publications of its era.
It's less so that the paper itself is anomalous, it's more so the implications tied to this fucking dime store comic.
Because I was like, if all they're going off of is the fact that the book, like the printed date on it says 1932, somebody could have just intentionally made it on paper and ink with, common to that time, and put that date on it just to make it seem like it was from then. So I imagine they had to have dated it like properly somehow.
I mean, yes, they stated as much.
Yeah, they just don't state that they carbon dated it. They just said it's genuine.
I think you're drilling into it a bit much.
Yeah, I'm looking too much into the Facility comic book. You're right.
Oh my god.
Alright, you can do this one.
No.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you, I don't wanna.
Is that it for stream today, then?
Nope, that's it. Done with SCP readings. Forever.
boy.
Fuck you. Joking aside, sure. Item number, SCP-96, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-96 is to be contained in its cell, a 5x5x5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-96's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detection to ensure that SCP-96's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, videos, or recordings of SCP-96's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Redacted and O5 Redacted. Description. SCP-96 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly blood pigmentation, no sign of body hair. SCP-96's jaw can open up to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-96 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain function and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-96 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors indicating inside its cell indicating it spends most of the time pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-96's face, whether it be directly by video...
I just fucking realized what we're reading.
Yes.
God damn it. He was like, I was picturing just like a normal guy and like kind of pale, and I was like, alright, what's anomalous about him?
Fucking weird albino guy that they
and then
are
when
not
we got
allowed to
like,
look at for any reason. Are you dumb?
We're just... Okay, I wasn't paying attention during the special procedures,
we're in like that little golden range. We've been there.
Alright, keep going.
Anyways. However, when someone views SCP-96's face, whether it be directly, by a video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a state of considerable emotional distress. SCP-96 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-96 will begin running to the person who viewed the face, who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-96-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 miles per hour, or 35 kilometers an hour, to redacted kilometers an hour, and seems to depend on distance from SCP-96-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-96's progress. The actual position of SCP-96-1 does not seem to affect SCP-96's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-96-1's location. No, this reaction does not occur when viewing autistic depictions. See Document 96-1. Helix, if you would.
Do we want to check out the document now or wait?
Helix, if you would.
I'm asking a question.
Fuck you. Yeah, we can read the document. Or,
Because we could
hard,
read it
hard to
post,
say.
but if it's directly referring to this, it might be better to read it now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's read this.
Alright. Documentation 96-1 of Experiment 96-1. Experiment 96-1 is headed by Dr. Dan. Purpose is to test SCP-96's abilities while obtaining complete physical description of SCP-96. D-9031 is a 32-year-old convicted felon and former tattoo artist. D-9031 is placed inside bathysphere 303-A, which is then lowered in the Tonga Trench off the coast of New Zealand. Position is approximately redacted kilometers from SCP-96's temporary containment at Site Redacted. Following was recorded via video surveillance outside bathysphere 303-A, between it and Dr. Dan's control site on the New Zealand mainland. Bathysphere 303-A reaches final depth of 10,800 meters. Who's playing who?
I could do the
I
day class unless
I can do 9031.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Alright, who's Dan?
You want to be Dan?
Me, I guess. Or you can be Dan Helix, fuck it.
Alright.
It stopped. What now?
Do you feel fine? No sickness, anything?
My ears fucking hurt.
My ears burn.
That should be expected. Now on your left should be a steel container. Open it, and there will be a manila folder holding several photographs. Open it and describe the first photograph, please.
Let's see here. Nothing. It's an empty cell.
Thank you. Please set this photograph face down in the receptacle to your right and look at the next photograph.
Let's see here. It's the same cell, but there's a foot in it, I think.
Describe it, please.
It's kind of pale and bony, I guess. Sort of creepy, actually.
Place the photograph in the receptacle, face down, and look at the next one.
Okay. Ah, shit.
Describe the photograph.
It's I don't know, some creepy ass person.
Describe the photograph, please.
Hell, man, it's pale, has white eyes, and something fucked up is happening with his mouth, okay? What the hell is this thing?
At this point, approximately 1332 Standard Time, Dr. Dan in Experiment Control is notified that SCP-96 has breached containment. The fastest path to SCP-96-1 has been cleared of civilians and other image-capturing devices, and SCP-96 is now being tracked by satellites flying tracking collar.
How did they get a collar on this thing?
I mean, it
as long
just
as you
sits
don't look
there.
at its face.
Yeah, it literally doesn't do anything unless you see its face. You can walk into the room right beside it and it doesn't care. Alright. On your right, there should be another steel container. Open it.
Oh, sorry, my name has changed. I'm not allowed to read for him anymore.
Damn.
Why'd it do that?
It's a pad of... It's
Right.
a
Because
pad
he's
of
now an
paper
instance
and a
of
pencil.
96-1.
Yes, please draw a sketch of the photograph you saw.
Fucker, okay. I didn't pass art class. Shit, okay. Which really made my tattoo work real
SCP-96-1
hard.
mumbles an expletive and spends the next 20 minutes drawing a sketch of the photograph. At the time of completion, SCP-96 is confirmed to be redacted kilometers away from SCP-96-1.
Fine, I'm done.
Good. Place the drawing to receptacle on your left and close the door.
SCP-96-1 complies, and the sketch leaves Bathysphere 30-A in a watertight buoyancy container. The other photographs are then incinerated in the onboard incinerator.
What now?
Please stand by.
40 minutes pass. SCP-96 is now confirmed to be at SCP-96-1's position and is diving. Transponder signal ends at 9,339 meters as pressure goes beyond the device's operating limits. The camera shows the bathysphere shaking slightly. From SCP-96-1's reaction, it is assumed that SCP-96 is on the hull and is visible through the viewport.
Oh, fuck. Shit. What the fuck is that?
Video and audio feed is cut as the hull of bathysphere 303-A is breached. SCP-96 is recovered by Surface Recovery Team Foxtrot 303-A without incident. Sketch of SCP-96 is also recovered, and a quick test confirms no hostile reaction from SCP-96. Sketch is sent to Experiment Control on New Zealand, while SCP-96 is moved to permanent containment. Wow.
Yeah.
So what happens if you, like... What happens if you send someone into fucking space, right?
I forget if they've addressed that directly, but that's a very common question that's asked about 096.
Hold on. What other
What
articles?
if I
include
launch
Dr.
someone
Dan?
into space?
Dr. Dan goes to Washington.
Oh, God.
No! Wait a minute!
No. Wait a minute.
The orange test, we missed one.
Huh. The fuck? No, this can't. No. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, we're not doing
No.
that.
Nuh-uh. I don't
Why
wanna.
not?
Fuck you.
Bighorn National Forest, Wyoming, United States of America.
No.
What the fuck is a Sarkic? Meat
Meat
magician?
Yeah, no, we're not reading this.
No, meat
This
magician.
reeks of fanfic. I'm good.
A meat magician.
What was that, Helix? You cut out.
I'm just laughing at meat magician.
Yeah. Alright.
Go
Audio.
up. Go up.
Yeah, I wasn't done.
Oh, you're right. We stopped.
Yeah,
my
because
bad. I thought the incident
arriving-
9-6 was the thing we just. My bad.
Upon arriving at SCP-096-1's location, SCP-96 will proceed to kill and data expunge SCP-96-1. 100% of cases have left no trace of SCP-96-1. SCP-96 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat, redacted. Due to the possibility of a massive chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. Redacted has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-96. See Interview 96-1. Order is awaiting approval. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried about by Dr. Redacted on Redacted. See Incident 96-1-A. Alright, Helix. Click
Alright.
the button.
The button. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh
my god, it's a picture, it's a picture!
Oh, I didn't realize this article is as big as it is. God.
Yep. We're stopping after this one.
Yeah. Okay, this is all one big thing. Do you want me to take over from here and then you take back over when we're on the main article?
I mean, up to you, I'm fine either way.
If you want to continue this one, then go ahead.
So containment has been attained? Yes, Doctor. Let me see the security footage. Begin log. A large steel cube is shown in the center of a research lab, which is teeming with a dozen or so researchers. In view of the camera is a control booth, displaying readings from the various sensors inside the cube. Fast forward 1 minute, 32 seconds. The control booth operators lean forward, alerted to the various readings on the sensors. Approximately 5 minutes later, a steel wall in the containment cube receives sizable dents bending outwards, then becomes larger before breaking. SCP-96 is seen bending the steel away, frantically trying to escape. Emergency plates drop on the cube as a containment breach is sounded. The security tape has SCP-96's face blurred out as per containment protocol. 2 security teams enter the room as SCP-96 breaks out of containment. Live rounds and tranquilizer darts are fired to no visible effect. Approximately 90% of researchers and security personnel have been have directly viewed SCP-96's face, and a code Lima is declared. The room and surrounding areas are sealed and flushed with redacted class nerve agent. Approximately 2 minutes later, SCP-96 breaches research site redacted and travels blank kilometers an hour through the outside desert, traveling redacted and log. Helix, if you would.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to scroll down there or not.
Echo Romeo was assigned to immediate containment. Echo Romeo was assigned to immediate containment breach. When we realized just how big a breach we were dealing with, we were completely overwhelmed. Funny how even the best and brightest minds in the world can be so unprepared. So are you saying it is your own fault? Absolutely not. This was a new discovery in SCP-96's behavior. We had no way to know, and we are lucky it didn't turn into an XK. Begin log. Helm cam footage from ER1. Footage from inside a UH-60 shows SCP-96 on the desert floor, moving at considerable speed. No, okay. Looks like it's just... okay. ERA, this is Echo Romeo Actual. We have visual of target. Unintelligible. At redacted, knots and increasing. ERA listens to the radio as orders identified as coming from Dr. Dan are relayed. SCP-96 can be seen slowly gaining speed. ERA motions off camera. ER3 appears holding a modified XM500 anti-material rifle. 2 shots are fired, the first misses, and the second hits SCP-96 in its lower leg. SCP-96 stumbles but recovers. Speed change is insignificant. It has no effect on target. ERA motions to ER3 again. ER3 fires 3 more shots. The first 2 miss, and the third hits SCP-096 in the head. SCP-96 all skids and rolls several times, reducing its speed minimally. SCP-96 rolls to its feet and continues unabated. The camera pans up to see 8 V-22 Ospreys belonging to MDF Tau 1 flying overhead past the helicopters on the same outbound vector as SCP-096. Camera's cut out.
You are cutting out a fair bit now.
Fantastic. All right, take it away, Helix.
What?
Take it away for like the majority of the reading here.
Oh, okay. I could not have understood you said that.
Fantastic.
Begin log. Video interview. Log 96-1-A. Dr. Alexei appears very calm, determined, and answers all questions slowly and deliberately.
Where were you exactly at the time of breach?
On break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't caught in the containment area.
Describe your actions directly after containment breach.
I sent Echo Romeo after SCP-96 and alerted Dr. Dan to the situation. We then set up on the task of locating SCP-96-1 once the general direction of SCP-96 was determined. Send Mobile Task Force Tau 1 ahead to evacuate civilian population centers in SCP-96 path, all according to containment protocol. I like the idea that they're full-on, like, ender pearling it.
Yeah.
They're just guessing where this guy is based off of, like, oh, he's, like, going that direction, so, let's see if we can move him a little over to the side, and then we can just, maybe we can get the coordinates.
Yeah, alright. Yeah,
Alright. Begin log. Video interview log 96-1-B. Dr. Dan sits patiently on this table in front of on the table in front of him is what looks to be a set of modified night vision goggles.
For the record, where were you exactly during SCP-96's containment breach?
In the redacted mountain range, trying to find more information on SCP-96's origins. It was a quick research expedition, so I left Dr. Alexei in charge of containment. He is competent enough, if a bit eager, and has proved himself in the past. This is all confirmed by the various related paperwork, so don't go thinking
It was just for the record, Doctor. Now, knowing that SCP-096 is immune to all known forms of damage while in a rage state, why would you order the sniper attacks from the emergency response team?
Why not? If there was a chance to slow down SCP-96 and give MTF Tau 1 more time, then we had to try it. It put ER in no danger, and the choppers were in danger of being outrun anyway. Honestly, ER could do little else to help or harm the situation.
I see. Now, could you explain this?
Interviewer motions to the goggles laying on the table. Sorry.
Sorry, I just figured
It's fine.
should read that, but go on.
Yes, this is the Project Scramble, an eyepiece we designed to ER and we assigned to ER and MTF Tau 1. Designed by Dr. Alexi and myself specifically for SCP-96. It carries a small microprocessor which constantly analyzes the viewing field for the facial features of SCP-096. Facial recognition software inside instantly identifies them, scrambling the image into unrecognizable mess before the light reaches the human eye. It's quite ingenious, really.
And expensive.
Very, which is why it's such a shame that it didn't work. Begin log. Audio transcript between MTF Tau 1 and modified EG-3 Sentry AWACS. Call sign Big Brother. Ospreys in the air. Moving redacted. Waiting vector.
Electronics online, cruising altitude reached. Uploading programs scrambled to all camera systems. Cameras online. Big Brother is now watching.
What outbound vector is the target currently heading?
Target is currently westbound, traveling on... yeah, it's on the I-40. I think he just flipped a semi. Outbound vector is redacted degrees by redacted. Next town on this vector is redacted. I'd say a couple 100 kilometers. Shit, MTF. We're suggesting Echo Romeo begin evacuating the I-40. I don't know how many cars the target has wrecked.
Hold one. That's a negative, Big Brother. ER is reporting that the target is outrunning her choppers. They can't get ahead of him.
Then get them to stop the motorists on the other lane. I don't know how many people have seen this thing's face.
The first three elements of Tau 1 succeeded in gathering townsfolk in the first three towns without incident. SCP-96-1 was confirmed to not be in any of these when SCP-96 ran through each in turn without stopping. However, a video log in MPF Tau shows SCP-96-1 being identified in the town of Redacted and the ensuing incident. Show it. Begin log. Helm cam footage of Element 4 of MTF Tau 1 in the town of Redacted. Most of the townspeople are gathered in the square, all blindfolded. Helicopters sweep the town. Indistinct orders are heard over loudspeakers from both the helicopters and ground personnel. MTF T1 over Talcom radio and loudspeakers. The target is entering proximity zone. All units activate scramble gear and begin crowd and control procedures. Sorry. All civilians are not to move from their spot or remove their blindfolds. If you move or touch your blindfold, you will be shot. I repeat, all civilians' orders are drowned out by a loud shriek coming from outside the camera's view. Approximately 2 kilometers away, SCP-96 is seen to be coming over the crest of the hills. It tries to slow down on the descent, but trips and stumbles at high speed, crashing through several houses before regaining its footing, almost without delay. Unknown voice over loudspeakers. Civilians are not to move. You will be shot. Several shots are heard, none of which are directed at SCP-96. SCP-96 stops for 1 second before running into the crowd of townsfolk, throwing many aside and trampling more. But more shots are heard as the crowd begins dispersing. The loudspeaker is unintelligible under the vocalizations of SCP-96. SCP-96 locates SCP-96-1, a middle-aged man, and the camera views SCP-96 grabbing him before it is hit by a fleeing townsperson and is dislocated from the helmet. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1C. I was looking through SCP-96-1's house with my squad. Poor bastard was a semi-pro mountaineer. Took a trip to Redacted. Apparently, he took a snapshot of the landscape and just happened to catch SCP-96 in the background. 4 pixels. 4 fucking pixels. I doubt the guy even knew what he saw. He was probably just looking at the picture one day, noticed an off-colored patch of snow, and went on with his day.
How did you find it?
Our scramble gear picked it up right away. The lieutenant got the picture and took it down to the chopper before I ever got to see it. By then, the damn monster had taken down Big Brother and had peeled open the former Major Striker. All hell was breaking loose.
So the scramble gear was ineffective?
Ineffective? The goddamn scramble were pieces of shit that killed the whole damn task force. You know, only 3 people are alive besides me? All because I can't say that word. Almost got way too into it there. Egghead thought of a state-of-the-art countermeasure to SCP-96 hostile reaction. Those bloody idiots could have just put a bag over its head and be done with it. No, we had to use state-of-the-fucking-art scramble. Hold on, let me,
My god, it's the picture.
Woo!
Whoa!
Begin log. Am I Dr. Dan or am I I think I'm Dr. Dan, right?
Dan.
What did that fucker call me? I'll show that son of a bitch what an egghead is after I bash open his...
Do we need to administer a sedative, Doctor?
No, I apologize. Scramble was a really ingenious idea. However, it was a failure because we did not fully know how SCP-96 worked. You see, as the chip inside Scramble picked up 096's facial features and began scrambling them, there was a split second of uninterrupted light flow to the retina. Computers are fast, but not as fast as light, so there was a split-second image of 096's direct face sent to the brain. It wasn't even consciously received, but apparently it was enough to trigger the hostile reaction in SCP-96.
So, with this report of the photograph...
That's the most disturbing part of this whole incident. You know when the former SCP-96-1 went on his mountain trip? 1990... That's redacted years of that photo hanging there before he saw SCP-96. Since the brain doesn't need to be aware that it is actively viewing SCP-96's face to trigger the reaction, there can be ticking time bombs hidden literally anywhere in the world. How many photographs are out there containing SCP-96, just going unnoticed, waiting for a careful eye? As I said before, I want this thing terminated now. Just a quick question, Doctor. What exactly were you planning on doing there? Major Jack Wilford was top-notch SBS when we recruited him. I was also a recon corpsman, sir, and was deployed in the Caucasus. Marines beat SBS. No, they don't. Enough, both of you. Moving on. What is that?
Military units.
Yeah, I'm just like, where did that even come in? Is there like some story I don't know. Oh well.
I think this is under the guise of people reviewing this footage.
Yeah. Begin log. Video interview log 96-1-D. I got the bag over its head.
Yes, you've told me that. Could you tell me exactly what transpired?
It was done with all its... It was sitting there, in the highway. Just got done ripping open a minivan.
And?
Wes landed the chopper, I got out, and bagged it. I put the bag over its head. I got calm, and they took it.
So the victims in the minivan were the last to have viewed SCP-96's face. Redacted.
Interviewee remained silent for the remainder of the interview, and was released. He was later found in his bunk room having committed suicide via hanging with a makeshift rope. Half-crushed pacifier was found in his fist.
Damn.
Video log. 96-1-D. Confiscated tape from news broadcast CNN. The image shows first responders surrounding the remains of a crash plane over the shoulder of a field reporter. The plane, which seems to be military in origin, has no outward markings, designated as part of the U.S. military. While first responders look for a black box recording, it is thought by police that the plane crashed due to a massive cabin breach in both the cockpit and fuselage. The reporter motions to a large hole in the side of the plane, which several firefighters are climbing inside. Paramedics have only found 3 bodies, which is odd for a plane apparently acquiring a crew of around 20 men. Police have suggested the reporter is cut off as 3 super stallions are shown hovering overhead, 2 of which land to begin unloading troops belonging to MTF Epsilon. Can one of you...
I mean... Shut off the camera. Shut off the motherfucking...
I really like the mental image of like MDF guy dropping out, just being like, "Hey, fuck, turn it off, off."
Also, what kind of fucking plane requires a 20-man crew?
I don't fucking know, man. Begin log. So, are we finished here?
One last question, Doctor, or statement, as it seems. We find it interesting that there was no break room at research site redacted, or coffee.
Mord, I need you to go back and read that in Columbo's voice.
Goddamn you. I can't do a Columbo, but... Also, that's not really a remark you would make, but sure. One last question, Doctor, or a statement, as it seems. We find it interesting that there was no break room at research site, or coffee. We think it would be best if you began talking.
Remainder of video interview log 96-1-A redacted. I don't see what this has to do with me. There was no reason to play dumb, Doctor. He's told us everything. Well, then I guess there's no use feigning anything, is there? Audio recording, 05 hearing. Mord.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was being assigned to 05, but I should have. Upon reviewing your testimony and available footage and the confession of the late Dr. Alexei, it is the unanimous agreement of the 05 that you are to be terminated for your part in the gross breach of SCP-096.
And I thought you would know the meaning of for the greater good.
Do not try my patience, Doctor. Given the incident's scope and potential, the 05 has approved your request for the termination of SCP-096. Given the lack of personnel with understanding of SCP-096, the termination will be entrusted to you, under heavy guard, and the personal supervision of me. Your own termination will be scheduled at a later date.
That is horrible, Doctor. How could you knowingly... It worked. There was only a matter of time until that happened in a major population center, and its face spread all over the world news. I can kill 096, and I've killed myself in the process. But I've killed 096 in the process.
Wow.
Whatever. He gets
Alright, gotta go back to the main page.
Yay! Alright, yay! We start here, and that's it then. Alright. I'm just gonna pick it up like the same we've been doing, okay?
That's fine.
Alright, audio log from interview 96-1. Interview, Doctor, redacted. Interviewed, Captain, redacted. Retrieval incident, 96-1-A. Begin log. It always sucks ass to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. And if you're lucky, they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us jack shit about not looking at the damn thing.
Could you describe the mission, please?
Yeah, sorry. We had 2 choppers. One with my team, and one with backup. and one on backup with Zulu 9B in Dr. Redacted. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, else he would have taken us out then and there.
Your report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was redacted degrees Celsius.
Actually, it was redacted. And yes, it was butt naked and didn't do so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal Redacted got ready to bag it. That's when Dr. Redacted called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, and my whole squad saw it.
That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state.
Yep. Sorry, got the willies for a second.
That's alright.
Yeah, well, I never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it up the ass.
Could you describe it a little more, please?
Yeah. I started screaming at us. Oh god, I'm fucked up. I missed the cry. It started screaming at us and crying. Not animal roaring, though. Sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy. We started firing when it picked up Corporal Redacted and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for our help. Fucking net. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target. Round after round. Didn't do jack shit. I almost lost it when it started redacted him.
That's when you ordered the use of a AT-4 HEDT launcher.
An anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP Redacted got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target.
There was significant damage to SCP-096?
It didn't even fucking flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone.
But it was taking damage.
If it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all of its organs, all its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all. It just kept tearing my squad apart.
So no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096?
At the least, 1,000. Our door gunner kept his GAU 19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 fucking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well have been spitting at it.
This is when Zulu 9B arrived.
Yeah, and my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head, and it just sat down. We got into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whoever thought I should live, the jackass.
We've attained an artist's depiction of SCP-96's face. Would you like to view it?
You know, after hearing that thing screams and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No. Just no.
Alright, I believe we are done here. Thank you, Captain.
Chairs are heard moving and footsteps leave the room. Captain Redacted is confirmed to have left interview room 22.
Let this be on record that I am formally requesting SCP-096 be terminated as soon as possible.
God, it is a really good article.
Yeah.
I can see why they made the short film on it.
I mean, it's also just a fucking terrifying monster.
Yeah.
It's such a simple concept, but also snowballs real fucking fast.
I think most of it's written very well, except for like the 3 lines of dialogue in between all of the different stories on the other article.
Yeah,
I think that could have been
doesn't
presented
really need
better.
to be there.
I think it was necessary and it was good. It just should have been presented better.
That's fair. All right. Well.
All right, next one.
No.
Alright. If I had realized sooner that this was going to be 096, I probably would have decided to call it there. But then I didn't realize until we were already like into the article, and I was like, wait a fucking minute.
I'm kind of surprised the number 096 isn't engraved onto your fucking eyelids.
I think I was too caught up with the fact
is.
we had just did Red Sea Object, and I was like, oh yeah, we're not
Yeah.
having any other big shooters.
One-
2 articles
I-
from now.
I recognize the term Red Sea Object, but I think at some point my brain like disconnected it from the actual number designation. So once I realized that, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a really stacked stream if we can, read this properly.
Yeah. Which I feel like Garrett is going to be really upset that we hit No 96 without him, but it wasn't on purpose.
Well, too fucking bad.
Oh, alright. We are so far into this. And I've been
Yes.
loving it. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes. Draw me a plane.
Alright. That'll be it for today's stream. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.